The Jewellery Maker Wall of Fame is where you get to showcase your skills as a jewellery designer. Each week, one lucky entrant will win £100 credited to their account, and the runner-up receives £50. If you want to enter your design, just send a photo to studio@jewellerymaker.com, or you can post your photos to Jewellery Maker Studio, Ivy House, Henley Road, Studley, B80 7DU, and make sure you don't forget your customer number. Get making and good luck. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
At Jewellery Maker, we are always looking at ways to provide you with a fantastic shopping experience. With this in mind, we'd like to welcome you to our new pre-order option. Selected items throughout the day will be put on display and made available for pre-order. When the presenter informs you that the pre-order service is available on an item, this is your chance to pop it into your online basket or speak to one of our brilliant call centre team members and be one of the first to secure your purchase.
Did you know no matter how many times you purchase with Jewellery Maker in the same day, you'll only be charged one fee of postage and packaging? Select our standard delivery for just $3.95, or if you'd like to receive your goods sooner, upgrade to our premium option for $5.95. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share. Here at Jewellery Maker, we're always making improvements to give you a better shopping experience. We've recently upgraded our website to make it more user-friendly and easier to navigate around. We now have the guest checkout function, which allows customers to check out quickly without creating an account. Our homepage now informs you with what's currently live on the show, recently aired items, and today's deal of the day. We've improved our website navigation and added new categories to help customers quickly find the products they want. Our online range is growing fast with over 7,000 products available for you to purchase. And don't miss out on hundreds of brand new clearance lines with more added every week. Happy shopping with Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
Lovely to have your company. It's Christmas! Woo! Well, not really. Not really. However, it is Christmas theme for today because, well, I tell you what, at this point in our calendar, as crafters, as jewellery makers, we do plan ahead. We are absolutely always one step ahead of the game. And I guess in some ways that's why Christmas is appropriate to don and to theme, because it's so important for us to get ahead of the game, to be ready for Christmas. Fleur is with us. Are you a Christmas in advance kind of a lady?
Well, I start thinking about Christmas in April, so yes. Because I'm that obsessed with Christmas.
But April's only 4 months into the year.
No,
you've only really just had Christmas when you start. Wow.
Yeah, I've got to get Easter out the way. And then it's Christmas all the way.
Get that one out the way.
And then it's Christmas all the way.
Brilliant news. So Fleur is most definitely she is definitely on that list of organised. I have made a promise to myself that I'm going to be organised this year. I've made like an absolute promise to myself that I will not leave it till the last second.
I'm not so good with getting presents early because I give in to the children when they've been good and I give them little things, treats. So I'm not very good at that, but yeah, I'm excited about Christmas.
And the crafty thing, it actually really is, now is the time to start building, isn't it? It's time to start, especially if you're going to sell, if you're gifting. This is the time where you can do it with some kind of thoughtful moment to breathe.
That's it.
I do think the closer you get, the next, maybe you've probably got a window of maybe next 4 to 5 weeks, and then everything just goes a little bit full on, doesn't it? So then you start to get to that point where, and this is the time to enjoy. This is the time to stop and pause and really work out what you want to make or what you want to give, what you want to treat yourself to. And today is a perfect day for that. We need to heads up, right? kits today are nailed. I mean, literally, if you're going to talk about bullseye, this is the main bullseye. 2 kits that are absolutely nailing your opportunities to get yourself making jewellery, to perhaps creating style, and to working with the finest luxury gemstones, because we've got kit 1 that's going to take you straight down the road into the wonderful world of chainmail, and kit number 2 is going to take you to the one and only gemstone of choice this year. How do you fancy metallic pearls? Yes, it's coming your way. Metallic pearls are coming your way in our 9 o'clock hour. So this evening, it literally is crammed, rammed, jam-packed with opportunity. We're starting as we mean to go on, because this is going to be fast, it's going to be furious, it's going to be a busy old evening. Do you want to know what we're starting with? Under 10. Say what? You want me to do that again? Under 10. Nice. Yes, thank you. It's under 10. We're not going to dawdle. We're not going to dilly-dally. This is straight to it pricing. Everything's going under 10. You've only got one thing that's not going under 10. And I have to tell you, it's sat between 2 items which will take you under 10. So in reality, pretty much everything's going under 10, including, I have got for you a sterling silver wire guarantee. Oh, by the way, not just one wire, I've got 2 lots of sterling silver wire going under £10 within this first hour. It's coming your way in around about 10, maybe 15 minutes time tops. So get ready. Let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Ho ho, ho ho, rumble. I did a little bit of a Christmas mix there. I felt like I needed to add in a little bit of Christmas. Ho ho, ho ho. Yeah, thanks. Take that one. 30 carats is where we start, under £10. We're absolutely guaranteeing elite opportunities, and I guess in some ways the size variety that you have here, really love graduation, 2x1 to 4x2, so workable into your designs. Whether you want to perhaps make, you know, more cluster beads with a beady bead, you know, bring them all together, whether perhaps you want to use these as spacer beads. One of the things about this size variety is that there is so many different variants that you can use them with, isn't it, Fleur?
There is, and I think I've never seen a strand like this. I've never seen faceted mookaite rondelles. They are absolutely beautiful. I'm thinking of gents jewellery as well.
Nice.
Some really, really nice gents jewellery with some leather, or maybe some, you know, chain mail, something like that. Really, really beautiful. I think they're absolutely gorgeous.
And I really love the fact that with mookaite, because they are spacers, you could almost create texture because there is such a variety of colour within the stones, because you really do have such diversity. I mean, you go from a cappuccino to a caramel, you go from a mustard to a russet. You get so much dynamic in mookaite for £9.95, under £10. Now, of course, don't forget, if you've already bought from us today, you've already paid your postage and packaging. Now you can add to your order. It is 1p for the whole day. You can keep on adding as many times as you like. Now, if you like this so much that you want 5 strands, you can have 5 strands, 1 postage and packaging. If you like this and another bit, and you're going to get the sterling silver wire that is going into 10, it's still postage and packaging already paid once for the whole day. You can keep on adding. We're with you live till 10. It goes all the way through until 12 o'clock that you can keep on adding to your order. So loads of chances for you to be able to... What? Under £10? Now, I guess in some ways, taking the principle of size, we can see that this is such a versatile gemstone to work with. But actually, in reality, I can't even remember the last time I saw this gemstone that wasn't in a big cabochon. I don't even remember the time when we did these in a rondelle size shape. What? This is fantastic, because this gives you that more intense feel to what is a very, very unique gemstone shape, because the shape that you have that forms in this gemstone literally is foliage-like shapes of texturing. That's where the name dendritic comes from. Foliage-like, tree-like textures inside the stone. And what's lovely is this, you know, we often see that foliage or that tree-like form in the crystal when it's in a larger cabochon, you know, your larger centerpieces. But here you can almost see that intensity even more so. It feels like this size almost magnifies. And sometimes you would expect a smaller size to almost dissipate the quality. Here it intensifies, it almost dramatizes it even more, doesn't it?
Yeah, and what great strands to work together as well. I would put both of those together, yeah, because both have got interest to them.
I almost said it, and then I thought, for somebody like myself who still feels quite a novice when it comes to gemstones playing together, I get quite scared and look at it and go, oh, could I, should I, will I, won't I? And then I probably don't, because I don't trust myself. This is something you would work together.
Definitely work those two together. Yeah, definitely work those two together.
Spectacular pricing, £9.95. Don't forget, we're under £10 hour to kickstart the evening show. We're going straight under £10. Everything, including sterling silver wire, is going under £10. The only thing that's not is that we've got two incredible Takale chains, but it's two chains that are guaranteed under £20, which means then actually in reality you're under £10 for one chain. So I think it's all right for me to say everything's going under £10. I think it's fair to say that if you've got a tenner in your back pocket, then how nice is it when you find a tenner that you've left behind?
I found one last week in my horsey coat that I had away all winter. Pulled it out and there's a £10 note in there.
It just feels so good, doesn't it? It's like, get in. Like, you do have a little bit of a moment where you go, I need to tell the world that I've just found £10. I'm feeling really good about myself. That's straight, and actually then you start to try and work out when that £10 was left. Because I don't know about you, I don't have a spare £10 just to leave in a spare pocket. So how it gets there in the first place is beyond me. But I rejoice every time that spare £10 is found. Let's go straight on. Let's go straight to some, ooh. Look at that. Now this is nice. Oh, I can instantly see, I mean, a lovely simple torque necklace could be used instantly in this style of wire. It's braided wire, essentially plaited to create this fantastic detail. And I mean, it's a strong 0.6. This must be, I mean, this is not your classic 0.6, is it? I wonder if each one of the wires is 0.6 to make up that braiding.
Yeah.
There's no way that can be.
No.
And how many braids have you got? Let me see if I can count. Oh, my eyes today. Hang on, I'm just going to do a bit of counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I reckon it's 6 braid. So if it's 6 braid, 0.6. So you've got... It's nice and thick.
3.6.
Yeah, it's over 3 mil. There you go. Did you see that? Flawless. Together we're a team there, Fleur.
But you can unbraid that as well. So you could, if you wanted to make a torque style necklace, unbraid it at the end and then do lots of swirls as that, so you can have a nice sort of like ending to that piece.
The nice thing about it is actually it's still got a malleability about it. The nice thing is normally you'd go, if it goes over maybe 1.5, 2 mil, you're thinking, oh, it's going to be a struggle. But actually that still has, look, and you see it's still got something about it with that workability. And you've got that working style, 0.6 mil you have here in each one of the braided wires. What? Silver-plated braided wire. It's 3 meters. Go into the principle of how much you need for a torque star. That means you could make, well, from each meter you're going to make at least, what, 4 or 5 torque necklaces?
Yeah.
You know, we're looking at maybe an 18-inch chain, you know, for a classic torque necklace. So you could be making a minimum of 4, which means 4 times 3. You're talking 12 torque necklaces for £4.95.
With very minimal work to do.
Exactly.
Very minimal.
The detail's been done for you, hasn't it? That's going to be a sellout deal, you know. That's going to be the last time you see that. I don't know whether we'll get this side of Christmas again, but that's it. That is going to be a sellout deal. Let's go to the gold version, but this is a short, this is a thinner braid. This is a little bit of a, can you see it's got a little bit more flexy to it? Yeah, so what size is this? I'm going to guess it's 0.4. Oh, I was wrong. This is 2.5 mil. Now, hang on a minute. 2.5 mil is now going to be related to the thickness of all of the braid together. Excellent. Nice and clear. So you have there, this is 2.5 mil, and again, beautiful braiding that you have. As I say, I'm guessing that this actually braided by probably 0.4mm gauge wire in that. Now the thing is that you probably could recreate this kind of braiding for yourself.
Yeah.
Could. But would it be that precise?
No.
Would it have that guaranteed facility of finish?
No, it wouldn't, because that looks like it's nicely softened again as well. So when you braid wire, it work hardens completely, and it wouldn't be as malleable as that when you braid all those together.
So I think in reality, if you want this look, you kind of have to buy this look, don't you?
Yeah.
£4.95 is all you pay. 3 meters, gold plated, braided wire opportunity that you have there. If you would like to join us, of course, don't forget your postage and packing is paid once, but we also offer you a 30-day money-back guarantee. Now that 30 days, for example, you might want to feel the flexibility. Maybe you want to work out whether this is the right kind of braided wire for you. You can only do that when you feel this kind of braid, can't you?
Oh,
I do think that, especially in wire work, it is about feeling the quality and the versatility of the wire that you're working with.
Yeah, it's the texture that it's going to put into that design that you, like you say, you don't know till you actually physically hold it.
Agreed.
What it's going to be
Which is why the 30 days is there in the first place, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because we believe in the quality of the product that we're offering you, but the best part about it is that you can feel the quality for yourself, and if it isn't right, you can send it back. But I don't think you'll do that, not with that kind of a deal. Congratulations. We're going to... Oh, nice. Now, I'm going to say this is a restricted stock available offer. This has been a very popular strand, and this is now last of stock. There's only 15 available. So if you do want to join us, you're going to have to be pretty sharpish. You've got 160 carats of your multicoloured gems. These are in your plain rounds. You know, can I just tell you, really liking the fact that I can wear a hat. Hate having a cold head. Really quite excited by the whole, it's nearly Christmas, which means you can wear a hat again. Like, I like that. I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy with the whole let's wear a hat thing today.
I don't suit hats though. I suit hats with brims on them, but not any other hats.
See, I've got a very, very ridiculously small head, like genuinely to the point where when I used to dance, you use shoulder pads to fill out the head. So if you're putting it on your head and you're doing a dance, you need it to kind of almost just sit so that you can pick it up singular, so say, and then place it on and it sits. So they used shoulder pads, right? Now everybody else in my dance troupe, and there was, I can't remember how many of those was, but either way, everyone else, they needed maybe half a pad. Maybe they needed 1 pad, you know, that's it. Me, I needed 3 pads either side. My head's that small, it's like some kind of little shrinking head. It's just a little small head. My sister once weighed my head to see how small it was. We had a Christmas, we do silly things at Christmas in our family, and we set ourselves like different things, like she bought fish so that we could see whose foot was best to pick up a piece of fish. It was mine. And then, because I've got really weird feet that look like a fish slice, so we had that competition. And then the next year we decided, like, and maybe it is just picking on me, because then we went, let's see how small your head is, Vicky, and see how light it is in comparison to everyone else's. So you had to weigh your head. I've got a light head. There you go. It's nice. That's nice. We've got a fantastic treat for you. We are in the Christmas spirit. I know it's only October, but here at Jewellery Maker we need to keep in the Christmas spirit, because actually our focus needs to be on what you're going to be making for Christmas, gifting, or of course selling, because this is the time to make your jewellery to sell. This is the important thing. You've got to be ready to sell, and if you want to sell, you've got to get the right price tag, because if you get the right price tag, you can guarantee that stock is going to fly pre-Christmas. Everybody at this point is starting to turn their attention to, it's nearly Christmas, and start looking for gifts. If you provide a gift for a really great price that offers individuality, something unique, something different, something that's handmade, and I have to say, when you think about what you could do with this strand, handmade jewellery with all of this exquisite combination, you've got fluorite here, you've got rose quartz, you've got tiger's eye. I mean, this is a real collector's combination of gemstones, isn't it?
I love these strands. I think these are with some of the most beautiful strands, because it really helps you to identify your gemstones as well. They're
It does.
really great.
And I think actually if you're selling genuine gemstones, isn't it lovely to go, you can have amethyst, you can have. Amazing. Congratulations if you've got that. Right, we are on to our first deal that's gonna just make the Christmas deals tremble. It is your first star buy, and of course, sterling silver going under 10. Two lots though. This is 2 lots of sterling silver wire for under £10. Working with sterling silver, and I mean especially to yourself, Fleur, because obviously when you're retailing, when you become the seller, not the purchaser but the seller, sterling silver is an extraordinarily strong element to add to your jewellery, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It adds a lot of gravitas to your pieces. It adds a lot of expense to your pieces. You know, it really does. It elevates you above other sellers that maybe are working in plated. So to work with sterling silver is, and it's such a beautiful metal to work with. I work with all the metals, and sterling silver is my favourite. I would take that over gold, platinum, anything.
And sterling silver has got a real forgiving quality about it, hasn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, often people say the best way to start with jewellery design is with silver plated, but actually for many of our designs, including, you know, you like yourself, you often say, but actually sterling silver is actually a lot more forgiving.
Yeah.
It's got that malleability, it's got that opportunity to, if it doesn't go right, you can start again.
Yeah, its core structure's a lot softer than something like copper or brass, you know, so it is a lot more forgiving as you know, that can work into a design. No, it's fabulous. If you can get hold of sterling silver, then I would always advocate working with it.
Yeah, and I think what's amazing is that you probably often go, oh, you can't start with sterling because it's expensive. You know, sterling silver, it's a precious commodity, and you're absolutely right, 100% right that it is a precious commodity. The reality is, though, is as with us, yes, it's a precious commodity, but that makes us even more blinkered to make this what's the best word? A great value deal, an opportunity to work with it without having to worry about the price tag, and that is exactly what you're about to see. You are getting here 2 meters of your 0.4mm gauge sterling silver wire for £5.95. That seems a little bit naughty. That means we're saying £3 for a metre of sterling silver wire. And actually, in reality, if you're working with sterling silver, you are adding kudos, but you're not adding £3 worth of kudos. You're probably adding £20 worth of kudos or £30 of kudos, just by adding those little elements of detail with sterling silver. There is a hierarchy within the gem world, within the jewellery industry, and sterling silver is one of the higher peers. It's one of the most important. So when you've got the chance to work with it, and of course 0.4mm gauge is a perfect wire in terms of gauge to facilitate winding, binding, weaving.
Yes, it's great for your rosary linking. Absolutely perfect for rosary linking.
Of course.
Because it'll go through most of our gems of distinction as well. So it's great for pearls. You can rosary link, but it's also your weaving wire. If you're a wire
that
worker,
would be
so you can
amazing.
weave
If you think about it, I mean, some of our classic rondelles, and you just want to make something that perhaps is a lariat style, and then you can use this, and that's it done, isn't it? Really, it's sterling silver, guaranteed. The only thing you'd need is a clasp, but if you make it into a rosary, a longer rosary, you don't even add a clasp.
Yeah, straight over the head.
Oh, that is brilliant. That is an absolute. And the thing is, if you think about it, mookaite. Right, if you want to make a mookaite silver rosary necklace, you could do that today. That's £9.95. That's £15.95 for £16 to be able to make a full sterling silver rosary necklace. Yeah, go and find that anywhere else. Just go and try and find anybody else that can do that for you. £5.95. There are queues on the lines. Web buys. You will need to check out your basket. Jen, you've got yours. Claire, congratulations to you. I've got web buys joining us in West Yorkshire. Congratulations, Berkshire and Kent. I've got buys in Lincolnshire, Staffordshire. Congratulations, Helen and Sandra, Lynn and Alison. listen. If you're joining us on the web and you haven't yet checked out, now is your time to do so, to guarantee. The quantity that we have is all the quantity that we can allocate, and that's it. Once it's gone, it's gone. And there are a number of multi-buys on that deal, which says, of course, just because we've got a quantity there, it doesn't mean to say that it's always going to be available. It is first come, first served. We are coming your way the most stunning duo of Takale chains. I mean,
they're a bit special.
I love Takale. So I have spent the whole of today, literally the whole of the today, checking out chains in Hatton Garden. I didn't think that you could get that many different types of chain. I kind of knew, but I didn't know that it was quite like it is. And all I can tell you is that the price that you're about to get here, and as I say, I've spent all day, don't know whether you know, but I'm a buyer, so I do a lot of like retail trading and buying for silver and for chains. All I can tell you is the deal that you're about to get on this combination, right, I don't think that you would get in many other places. I don't think that this is going to be your average price point. In fact, I know based on the pricing that I've seen today what price tag you should be looking at for this combination. Takale is all about that almost glistening quality that you get from silver, and when it's cut and shaped like this, and it's a very tight link, so it means that it glistens, it almost becomes like snow glistening on a frosty morning, you know, when the light catches and it creates that magical feeling. And it's almost like just when the first snow falls and nobody's been out in the garden, you look out and you suddenly get that mystical presence of something soft, and then, you know, almost the sound changes when snow's around. That's the kind of mystical presence that this Takale chain creates. It's got that shimmering, glistening, beautiful presence. That is not one, but that's going to be 2 chains for under £20. 2 chains for under 20, which essentially means we are still under £10. Congratulations if you were. Are you going to open that for pre-order? Go on, we're going to open that one for pre-order. If you'd like to get hold of that before the deal comes, then it's now open for pre-order. If you'd like both chains, now both chains are sold together for under £20. So that, to the principle of it, is under £10 each. So that is to look forward to very soon. I know the pricing of that kind of grade of chain, and it's not the price that you're about to see, that's for sure. Right, let's go to another. Ooh, now I like this colour. Oh, this colour is glorious. I mean, you know, sometimes it's just such an elegant colour, that one, isn't it?
It's like very vintage. That's a beautiful vintage rose.
And
that
it's almost gorgeous. you could imagine this with rose gold finish.
Yeah, definitely with the rose gold. Yeah.
To almost embrace that vintage-like quality to it. And because it's checkerboard faceted, I quite like the fact that actually you've got the checkerboard, which gives it a little bit of a contemporary edge, to then that vintage quality of decadence that the colour involves almost. You've got here, I think, what's the word I was trying to think of there? I can't remember the word. You've got here a real sense of, I think, opulence, a real sense of glamorous significance. And sometimes glamorous can be gaudish, sometimes glamorous can be in your face, but actually this is going to be that glamorous with the subtlety of style, a little bit of an elegance that just becomes almost a focal point without being overstated. And that's pretty difficult to have, isn't it? You know, a statement piece of jewellery that has those subtleties and elegance is actually quite difficult to come by. But I think this grade of colour and quality and this finish that you get from this strand really is going to be the case. Wow, 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 wow. That is not going to be the jewellery that looks like £6.95. That is definitely not going to be that price tag. Oh my life, £6.95 is all you pay. An amazing treat. Coming your way, we've had a request and a little bit of a question, and it's come in from our web buyer who said, will there be any 925 sterling silver jump rings tonight, please? How do you fancy in an hour's time tuning in? In an hour's time, 7:30, how do you fancy sterling silver jump rings? Oh yeah, oh yeah. We're doing it. We are doing it tonight. Congratulations if you got that. If you do get your sterling silver jump rings, you could actually use those jump rings just to break up that strand. You know, just to kind of give that elevation of design. But let that gemstone do the talk. It's $6.95. Brilliant, brilliant price tag. Right, we're going to ooh. Oh, it's like bubblegum colours. Ah, I like this. It's almost mythical, this combination of colours, isn't it? Quite nomadic, but without it being, what's the word? I would say that perhaps potentially there is that sense of unicornical. Don't you think? You know, if it's got nomadic qualities, it certainly can be unicornical, surely. And I think the nicest part about it is that it's quite fun, it's quite fresh, but I can imagine this being incredibly stylised and elegant when you place it into maybe just a classic vintage pair of drop style earrings. You know, not too much to be required for this to be a real showstopper of a design of gemstones in your designs of jewellery. A beautiful feature strand of 4mm. 4mm are really, really handy, aren't they?
They are. They're very, very handy because although they're quite a small gemstone, if you make a beady bead, you make an even larger gemstone, you know, a larger focal point from them. But they work brilliantly with chainmail. In my first kit, we've got some beautiful 4mm gemstones in there, so you'll be able to see, you know, just how beautiful they make. But stacker bracelets, memory wire bracelets, they just lend themselves so gorgeous. Or as spacer beads in between some beautiful pearls, say.
4mm is just one of those go-to, I would say.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody ever said to me, what size should I start with? Yeah. I'd probably, well, maybe start with an 8mm as your larger gem, 6mm if you want. Yeah. But actually, I would say the next strand you need to get is 4mm because it's going to offer you versatility. Yeah. It can be a spacer. Yeah. It can be a focal point. It can be something that you play with to make a beautiful ladder weave style bracelet, so a cuff style bracelet. I think 4mm is a really, really successful size for those who, especially if you're getting started into classic beading, you know, stylized, simple restranding, or then, you know, enhancing that to become, you know, braided weaving, that kind of style.
Well, they are the same size as a 6.0 seed bead. So if you're into your seed beading, but you want to use genuine gemstones, then these are perfect.
Ah, that's interesting. Yeah, okay, so they're the same size as 6.0s. Oh, I need to remember that. I didn't know that. So that's your 4mm. Congratulations if you've got that. Straight to the next deal. Ah, now. The job's been done for you, really. I mean, in all honesty, if you wanted to keep things very simple, this is simple. Because, really, perhaps you get a heart-shaped pendant, but pardon me, charm. Perhaps you maybe get one of these incredible Keshi pearls, which is the one to own today. Maybe you just get one of those and make it a nice central focal point, a nice little charm against the heart shape. Maybe you put it on the extender part. Perhaps you put the pearl right at the very end. Either way, you don't need to do a lot to this chain for it to be a really, really successful piece of jewellery, because it comes already with that lobster claw clasp. So essentially, this is a bracelet that is good to go. If you want to embellish, if you want to add detail, if you want to stylize it, individualize it, then you can do that, but you don't have to, because the heart-shaped detail in each one of these links is already a beautiful decorative quality. How about under £10 with change in a sterling silver design? It's 3.5 grams of silver, so we're not talking about an itsy-bitsy teeny amount of silver here. We're talking potentially weighty quality, and actually 3.5 grams for a bracelet. I'd be rejoicing if I was getting 3.5 grams in a chain necklace.
Yeah, it's a weighty piece, and it's going to sit so gorgeous as well. I just love that heart design. I think that's beautiful, and it's great as, like you say, a little charm bracelet, some little tiny jump ring, you know, just to attach in your charm, and it'll look beautiful.
I think the interesting thing is because it's 3.5 grams, it's got a weight that'll take a charm. Yeah. If it was lighter, if it was your 1.5 to 2.5, you would be slightly, I wouldn't say concerned, but it probably wouldn't hang as nicely if you added a charm, because it would be too much of a drop. It would be too heavy for the weight of the chain at the foundation, I guess. Whereas 3.5, that'll take a charm really easily. So if you want to make a charm out of any of the beads that we've got you so far, with pearls to come, of course, you could do that and add that real elegance, that real detail. I think that going forward, you'll look at the price of other things that'll happen later on and you go, that was an absolute steal of a deal, because that is low for 3.5 grams of silver. Very low indeed. Right, we've got another star buy for you. These are back-to-back deals today. In all honesty, right, everything that we've put to air so far could have been a star buy. However, this is going to be our next DVD mega deal. Why are we doing this as a mega? I mean, these are two of our most popular DVDs, right? We don't need, do we? We don't need to do these as a mega deal, right? The reality is that bridal chainmail, I mean, what's that? Maybe about six, is it, how long ago did we put it?
About 6-7 weeks ago.
Yeah,
It's only, so this is, I think this is the second time it's been on air.
Awkward. I literally, Becky and my producers went, that's a bit awkward. So this is pretty much brand new.
And so is the other one as well. The other one's was launched in May.
This one, I remember this being launched and everybody just went wax lyrical about it. This is a really popular DVD, isn't it?
Yeah,
because it comes with the pamphlet that gives you the hints, tips, and takes you through, I guess, a specific, and almost gives us a little bit of an advanced step-by-step feel about it, in terms of it gives you the heads up, it gives you the intricacies of some of the things that you often ask the question but never quite get the answer. So this comes, right, this comes with the pamphlet and, oh sorry, didn't mean to take that out of shot, your Byzantine, or as I got told today, it was Byzantine.
Byzantine.
Literally, I've never heard it so many different. Byzantine, but it was an Italian, and so actually, in reality, surely they should know. You know, what do you mean? What? Because Italian manufacture literally do the finest Byzantine chains, but they know exactly the ins and outs of the world's finest crafters. Italian manufacture, when it comes to chains, Fleur, you know this. They're world leaders. So if you're talking to a professional, then you know they know their stuff, don't they?
It depends on. A lot of Europeans will call it Byzantine. A lot of Americans call it, you know. Yeah,
it's all manner of things, isn't it? Byzantine,
it's just tomato. It's the same thing.
You say tomato and I say tomato. Potato, tomato. That's one of my favourite songs. I love that song. I think it's a wicked song. So this DVD combines Byzantine, whatever you want to call it, roses as well, Olivia, busy bee to butterflies, B to G, and I don't know what that means, and a rolling Byzantine. What's B to G?
It's just, they're all names of weaves.
B to G?
Yeah, B to G is because it's Byzantine based, so all of those weaves that are on there start off as Byzantine, and then it just shows how versatile that one weave can be, because you can make lots and lots of different variations. And
it evolves from the same technique. You evolved into different tech. All I know is that whenever we've spoken about it in production, everybody waxes lyrical about this DVD.
Yeah, I really enjoyed doing this one. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people have said it's one of those where you just know it nails exactly the principles of the theme, and the theme is your Byzantine, and you've got here the DVD for both the Byzantine and, of course, don't forget you get the pamphlet with that, and on top of that, one of our newest, pretty much brand new, we reckon this might be only the second time this has been on air, DVD. This is the combination of your bridal chainmail, waterfall, Celtic wings, Camelot weave, Rondo alla Byzantine, and the Celtic star, and you get all of that. That is silly. No, 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 no! I mean, as much as Fleur can smile, I mean, honestly...
It's like the P45, isn't it?
I'm slightly offended for you there, Fleur. Just slightly. Oh, my goodness me. That is 2 DVDs, which includes, don't forget, I mean, these DVDs cost more because, of course, you get the pamphlet and the whole malarkey in with it.
I bet there's about 3 workshops in those 2 DVDs. So you'd have to come to Jewellery Maker for 3 workshops to learn everything that's on that DVD.
For £6.95. Oh my goodness. Having said that, the workshop, you get to meet you, which is just a bonus, and on top of that with the workshop you get a really good meal.
Yeah, you get your food.
And you get a tour around the studios.
Yeah, and you can shop as well.
And you get the shop. So there's lots of bonuses.
Yeah.
However...
But you can't start and stop the workshops. You can't video it. Well, you can do, but you can't make and video at the same time. So, yeah. And our DVDs, in my opinion, are the best filmed DVDs in the whole industry because they're filmed from different angles, which means that when you're doing something like chainmail, when I'm using either really small jump rings like I do on the Byzantine DVD, we can get really close in and show you exactly where that weave's going to go.
Yeah.
It's not like one that you maybe see on YouTube, so there's just one directional, which is very difficult to see where those jump rings go.
I think it's interesting because when we first started filming the DVDs, we actually filmed 2 or 3 and then didn't put them out for that very reason until we worked out how we could get the footage that it was appropriate to show the tutorial as it was needed. And I know myself, I'm sure that I filmed 3 DVDs that we all looked at and just went, nah, it just doesn't do it right. It just doesn't do the technique justice. And I think that's something about us that actually, you know, we've really honed our craft when it comes to tutorials. And but that's part of the love of Jewellery Maker for a lot of us, is that it's not just about the trade, it's actually about the technique, it's about learning, it's about the progression. And actually, hopefully the 2 go hand in hand, because the more you progress in your techniques, then of course the more you need us supplying you with the items that you need to enjoy your crafting. For us, these DVDs are absolutely essential, and we are blessed to have Fleur with all of her incredible skill, talent, expertise. And actually, I do genuinely, and Fleur will be incredibly modest, but actually, we're really honoured to have the likes of Fleur working alongside us, because the truth is that you have... I know they're taking the Mickey in our ear right now. They are really taking the Mickey. But I mean it. I genuinely do say, you know, when you've got something to offer us, as you have, I think we're just really, really lucky and blessed to have that, and to then offer that. You know, you could keep that to yourself. These kind of skills are something that you could probably trade on for a number of years for yourself, for your own reward. But actually, by sharing it, you're sharing your passion. Now, you don't have to do that, but actually to do that, that then means, and as almost a community, we all gain. And that sounds really flouncy, and I don't mean it to sound flouncy. It means all, but I do think it's really important, isn't it?
It is. It's very important, because some of these, you know, some of the mediums that we do here at Jewellery Maker, there isn't a lot out there in the industry to actually learn how to make those pieces, you know, or maybe it's done in a different way and you don't understand. So the more that we can do these kind of DVDs and tutorials, the more times you get told something slightly differently, the more easy it is and more achievable it is for other people.
That's right, and I think that you know that's kind of one of our mission statements.
Yeah.
Is that yes, we are a retailer. That's obvious, but we couldn't be in business if we didn't retail. But actually, as part of our retail experience, we want it to be we want to be almost a learning platform as well. And I think so far we do really, really well with trying to find the balance. Sometimes it's very hard. I'm sure you'll appreciate that we are a business that has to pay for everybody's wages, that has to do, so we have to do that. But the passion within us, the passion as a business to give you expertise, to give you skill and to give you experience or of course lessons of learning, that's just the heartbeat of our business, and sometimes it's really difficult to do that and find the right balance, and yet we do still try to master it. So you know, these are the kind of offers that you've got to make the most of. So that is £6.95 for all of that combination of expertise from our gorgeous Fleur. We have got coming away hopping. I mean, they are absolute whoppers of luxury pearls, and they are coming away. What time are we doing these pearls? Oh, on the nose of 7 o'clock, shall we say, give or take a couple of minutes. We have got for you some exquisite luxury pearls coming your way from 7 o'clock this evening. If you do love your pearls, then this is a perfect night for you, because we have got, of course, our magnificent metallic pearls also to look forward to. Part of our second kit of the day. First kit, we're taking you into the wonderful world of chainmail. So if you do want your chainmail kit, if you want everything you need to get started into chainmail and then explore new avenues of chainmail, then we have got it coming your way. 7 o'clock for that, but loads to fit in before then, loads. Let's go to what? Under £10. Now I'd understand if this was, I was going to say rose quartz, but even rose quartz wouldn't be under £10 these days. But this is kunzite. This is kunzite for under £10. You've got here 300 carats. I mean, it's a bit of a no mess and deal, this one. 300 carats. I mean, that's how many pieces of jewellery you're going to make. If you think about it, well, there's one bracelet, there's two bracelets, there's three. You've got to make at least 4 bracelets. 4 bracelets, which would be identified to most traders in the gem world as the Tiffany gemstone. Because if kunzite isn't the Tiffany gemstone, then morganite is. And if morganite isn't, then Tiffany's kunzite is. And I think the reality is we're about to do something for less than £10 that could deliver you 5, maybe definitely 4 bracelets of that kind of kudos. Do you say £5 for a gemstone that has the history that's related to Tiffany's? Because that's where this gemstone was named, that's where it was expertly brought to the industry via their chief gemologist. So the truth is, £5 for a bracelet of this signature gemstone is amazing. But to then facilitate for you to have this price tag at less than £2.50, less than £2.50. No! So I'm saying you could make 4 bracelets. I'm thinking it's going to be £9.95, which means it's going to be £2.50 for each bracelet. Then what comes in? £4.95. So that principle of those 4 bracelets, and it's a minimum of 4 bracelets, but that principle is £1.21.5, 22. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of gemstone there for your money, a lot of gemstone.
You know those costume jewellery shops?
Yeah.
You know those all on the high street where you can get some really pretty glass, plastic, synthetic, I don't know how they make it, but it's a Bobby brass or nickel or... But you can spend £1.20 on a rubber in one of those accessory shops.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying this very clearly because my daughter... Don't look at me like that, Leah. Genuinely. You go to an accessory shop these days, you're not just buying accessories you're buying, you know, with your kids, rubbers, you end up buying, you know, you buy so many different, you do call it a rubber, don't you? Like an eraser.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
just checking. I was thinking, is that a northern term? I was thinking, is rubber a northern term? You know, because I once said the word, so we say, up in the northeast, we say spelk, do you know what a spelk is? And I said this live on air, and I said, I've had a spelk. And everybody looked at us like I'd said something really rude, and I was like, what are you talking about? So spelk in the northeast is a splinter. Right. So you know when you get a splinter, you know, like a little like wooden splinter. So I said, and spelk, so I was thinking that, like, obviously I was using the word rubber and it wasn't right there because you all were looking like rubber. Razor, but you can buy those in accessory shops for £1. And then some.
Yeah.
You have a look. Genuinely, next time you go into an accessory shop, have a look, Leah. You'll see what I'm talking about. Random. Lip balms and all manner of things you get in those places these days. Where should we go to, sir? Yes, let's do that. See, what I love is that actually, sometimes the smaller the gemstone, the more powerful the colour is. You'd think it would be the other way around, wouldn't you? The bigger the gem, the brighter the colour. But yet, nature, it doesn't work that way, does she?
No. That is beautiful.
Isn't it? And that's the real deal of carnelian. Yeah. That is exactly what you want carnelian to produce. Yeah. And you have got that burning richness, you've got that real intensity, almost ember-like quality from each one of those stones. You've got here 2mm rounds in your faceted design. Just think, and I mean, I ask the question, could you even imagine starting with just one of those beads to start to shape it into that round? Could you imagine what you need to apply to drill through it and not snap it in two to then get a nice thick thread and cord through? That's just one that you would have to put that attention to detail in. And I'm not going to do the counting thing, because I mean that's just almost impossible to do without it lasting until 10 o'clock tonight, because there is a lot of gemstones, a lot of opportunity within this one strand. And whether you use them as spacers, perhaps you use them as an alternative to seed beads, and maybe you've honed your skills on seed beading and now you want to replicate that seed beading, but instead of using your Miyuki beads, perhaps you actually want to now translate that into gemstone seed beading. Well, this would certainly lend itself to that way. So if you're 4mm, relates to the 6 oars, would that mean the 2mm would relate to double that? So that's got to be like maybe 11 oars, 12 oars?
I don't know. I don't know much about seed beads. I know that the 4mm is a 6-0, but maybe it's an 8-0.
But I'm just thinking, if you've got 2 to 4,
because it's however many is in an inch, isn't it?
Yeah. So I reckon, isn't it? Yeah. So either way, if you wanted to replicate a seed bead design,
they would. Yeah,
these
they
would
would
lend themselves,
work.
wouldn't they?
Yeah, definitely work.
Especially for this price tag. £5.95 is all you pay. We are really, really busy. I have to say it's so nice to know that you're joining us this evening. Hoping that I'm finding you well. I didn't really get a chance to say a proper hello this evening because we were like straight on the it's under 10, let's do it. And I didn't even really get a chance to say hello to Fleur, really. Hiya, Fleur.
All right.
Yeah.
Nearly did an hour already.
Yeah,
I can't believe.
Time's flying because it's nearly Christmas. £5.95 is all you pay, and we've got another big treat for you, another big offer. Now look, are we going to do the chins before or after? Now, like as in right now, straight away. We're going for it. I mean, we're not holding back right now. We're going for the chins. Straight away. Oh my goodness me. 2 solid sterling silver chains. Now, we both said this at different times as we've looked at these. These are probably the most striking chains.
They are, yeah.
I mean, in terms of looking for the individuality, this is probably a standout offer. And as I say, today, from around about 10:30 this morning, and that was after dropping the kids off and getting the train into London, I have spent all day at Hatton Garden with some of the most iconic Italian chain manufacturers. I have spent a long time today viewing, and I genuinely didn't realise to what degree there are, you know, differentials and ratios of variety of chains. But I'd say, based on all of the prices that I know happened today for me, now I'm just talking about pricing today for what you're about to get now on this deal. All I know is that I don't think if I was in this situation buying this chain that I could do what you're about to see. I don't know whether I could, right? I will be really clear. I think this might be one of your best chain deals that we've ever done. And I know that's a really big statement, but I'm pretty much in the thick of buying chains at the moment, so I know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to this grade. It's stunning quality. The Tokale creates, the best way to describe it is like almost glistening snow. It's got that continual shimmering, glossy quality. It's not sleek, and you know, if you want a sleek finish, you're going to choose something like a popcorn or a snake chain. You're going to choose something that has a much more smooth, maybe a box chain. But if you want that glistening light reaction where you want something to dazzle, and I mean literally, this is probably, it's got to be diamond cut, because you can't create that kind of light reaction from silver unless you diamond cut it. And diamond cut means that the drill to cut the chain is tipped with a diamond detail, so that's diamond paste almost, and the diamond paste then gives a much more clear definition to the chain link, and that's when you get this reflection, this continual shimmering, dazzling look. I know clearly that this is a huge deal offer, right? I'm absolutely clear by even just going to trade. And don't forget, the prices that I know that were happening today for myself, I was in trade, and I was trading, so I wasn't retailing. I wasn't talking about retail price, I was talking trade price today, and I genuinely don't think you're going to get a better deal than this one for this Tokale style. You've got two in this combination, 18 and 20 inch. That price tag is genuinely, unquestionably one of your best price points you're going to see for this grade of chain, and it's a solid chain. And again, if you're talking about adding a chain against a pendant that you've already made, if you've got a weighty pendant, you need a weighty chain. If you have a light chain, it looks imbalanced and it doesn't do your pendant any justice. You've got to have a balanced design to get a thick, quality driven chain like this for £7.50 or so. That really, genuinely, you've got to go and do your research. I mean, even if you just go to your local catalogue shop, you will not find many places that can deliver this grade of style, design, silverwork, and give you the double whammy that you can get two, one in 18 and one in 20 inch for £14.95. I mean, that is an audaciously low price tag.
It is.
In present times, that is just a ludicrous price tag.
See, I would argue as well that these are standalone necklaces.
Yeah.
These don't even need anything on them. This is a standalone piece, but if you were wanting to put, say, a metallic pearl onto there, that is the kind of design that you're looking for. One of those big metallic pearls with a beautiful high shine, heavy looking chain like those, and two different lengths as well.
And
Perfect.
the thing is that heavy looking is one thing, but actually these are weighty chains as well. You know, you can play with a visual, but you can also, when you wear it, you know when it's weighty. You know the quality's there, and that's what we're driving with this. I mean, this is serious. I will promise you one thing, right? If you do a little bit of research and you don't buy these today, right, you will kick yourself tomorrow if you do a tiny modicum of research, because these kind of chains with this grade of style, and as I say, it's not just about the way that you've got the amount of silver, it's how the silver's performing, the detail of that finishing touch. Really spectacular pricing. £7.50 each. £7.50 each. I mean, you go to your catalogue shop with a tenner, what are you walking out with? You're probably going to get a trace chain, you're probably going to get a light wide open cable chain or a curved chain. I don't believe that you're going to get this type of decorative detail and then be able to see it on your neckline for £7.50. That's £7.50 for your 18 inch and 20 inch as well. So that's £14.95 for the pair. If you want to get these, and again, you want to see the quality and then use that 30-day to price research, go for it. 30-day money-back guarantee comes free of charge, of course. 30 days is your freedom of time to research. And if you do want to join us on this one, now is your time to do so. I think, you know, if you've got this kind of grade of chain, you might want to add maybe, like you say, a single post, something that adds that kudos. And we've got it coming straight after the break, another mega deal offer for your pearls straight after this.
You can now book Jewellery Maker workshops online. Just head over to our Jewellery Maker website and click on the workshop link. We have a wide range of workshops from beginner to intermediate, covering a variety of mediums. Once you've found a workshop you would like to attend, simply click on the Book Now button, fill in the required fields, and then press Continue. This will take you through to the payment page. If you have any questions, you can contact our workshop coordinator at any time by emailing workshop@jewellerymaker.com. We look forward to seeing you. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share. Here at Jewellery Maker, we're always making improvements to give you a better shopping experience. We've recently upgraded our website to make it more user-friendly and easier to navigate around. We now have the guest checkout function, which allows customers to check out quickly without creating an account. Our homepage now informs you with what's currently live on the show, recently aired items, and today's deal of the day. We've improved our website navigation and added new categories to help customers quickly find the products they want. Our online range is growing fast with over 7,000 products available for you to purchase. And don't miss out on hundreds of brand new clearance lines with more added every week. Happy shopping with Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share. Welcome to Jewellery Maker. We are part of the Immediate Media family. Immediate Media is a fast-growing multimedia platform company who operates some of the most loved brands across the UK. Our brands range from our other shopping TV channel, The Sewing Quarter, to our very successful magazines, such as Simply Knitting, Molly Makes, and The Radio Times. We work incredibly hard to inspire you and bring you lots of exciting ideas and projects. So whatever your creative needs, you know that our crafting family will be there for you. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share. The Jewellery Maker Wall of Fame is where you get to showcase your skills as a jewellery designer. Each week, one lucky entrant will win £100 credited to their account, and the runner-up receives £50. If you want to enter your design, just send a photo to studio@jewellerymaker.com, or you can post your photos to Jewellery Maker Studio, Ivy House, Henley Road, Studley, B80 7DU, and make sure you don't forget your customer number. Get making and good luck. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share. You can watch our Jewellery Maker show every day on our website by clicking the Watch and Buy Online link in the top right-hand corner of our homepage.
Do you need a helping hand to get started with Jewellery Maker? Are you stuck for ideas and need inspiration? Then visit our Jewellery Maker website, where you can find our video tutorials. Expand your knowledge and skills with these easy-to-follow jewellery making demonstrations. Whether you're a beginner, hobbyist, or business owner, there's always something new to learn. It couldn't be easier. Simply click and learn some new jewellery making techniques.
right then. Where's your hat? What? Watch this. I mean, that is a Christmas hat.
I look like a really tinsely wicked witch.
Just slightly.
Yeah.
Just slightly.
Like a little...
It's cute though. I like it.
I can't demo in it.
No. Let's. We'd rather have the pink. We have got for you an amazing feature offer. Before we head into the kit, which I will say to you, I've just looked at and I think it's going to be a sellout kit. I think this might be one of our obvious. You see the combination, you know it's going to sell, and you kind of go, yep, that's not going to touch the side. So if you do want to prepare yourself, it comes with jadeite, it comes with pearls, and it comes with all of those lovely jump rings. So this is coming your way very soon indeed. Before that, and in some ways probably something that could collaborate very nicely with the kit, is this magnificent deal for your pearls. And I think, you know, we mustn't be complacent about what we know is happening in the pearl industry. I've got an inkling that these kind of deals are going to start to waver very soon indeed. Or if they do come to you, the prices are not going to be of the price that we're doing at the moment. Based on information that is direct from the gem pearl sourcing of some of the, you know, our main dealers. I work alongside, you know, Bond Street dealers on a regular occasion for pearls. In fact, I believe I've got a dealer joining me next week. So I think the reality is knowing from what I do from some of our mainstream pearl dealers, these are really, really, you buy it now kind of sizes. There is 3 harvests now, and this is the third harvest was only just a couple of months ago, right? 3 harvests of pearls, it's year on year, that have failed to match anywhere near the quantity required to meet demand. So quite simply, that's 3 years row by row, year by year, that haven't created enough pearls to even match the demand of 1 year, let alone the 2 years, let alone the 3 years. And the more the demand grows for something that becomes less available, there's only one thing that changes: the price. And that's the significance of these deals, is that let's not get complacent. Let's not sit on our laurels and just think we'll always be able to acknowledge this kind of a deal is a readily available opportunity, because it's not. Right? The harvest this year just gone in one of the most prevalent pearl farms in the world, world leading, and I know the farm owner, so this is coming direct from the owner's situation, and interestingly enough, he was out harvesting himself. He said quite categorically the ratio of what was lost was higher than what was gained. That's how huge the loss is at the moment for pearls. And the loss of pearls can be as simple as turbulent waters. You know, obviously the natural disasters can influence all manner of things, including availability of these beautiful gemstones. And we have to identify the fact that even though we want it, and even though we believe we'll always be able to get it, even with pearls, there is some kind of lack of availability that can influence the affordability of what we're about to provide to you. And especially when we're doing a double trouble deal, when we're then breaking our own boundaries by going, look, we're great at giving you 1 strand, but actually we're going to make it even more successful, even more of an impressive deal by giving you 2 strands, 2 luxury strands of pearls that you have here, a feature of 9 by 10 in size, which means we're talking luxury pearls in each one of these. Anything that sits between 9mm plus, well actually 8.5mm these days, anything that sits over 8.5mm would be classified as a luxury size in the pearl industry. So you've got 2 strands, and you know they don't sell pearls in strands normally. They sell pearls by themselves individually. You know, my pearl dealer on Bond Street, he sold a single pearl for over £1 million, because that's what pearls can sell for in a single stone. That's what they are. They're individual features of retail qualities. They don't normally sell like this. The only reason that we strand pearls is because that's how we deal with our gemstones in every other derivative. So we just make the choice to strand pearls like this. But in truth, I should potentially be selling you one pearl. One pearl. On its own, I could be retailing each one of these. If you go to your local jeweller's shop, they would not suggest that you could buy this kind of quantity for what we're about to do on price. They just would never suggest that, because we're not offering you one strand, but we're offering you 2 strands. This is a double trouble deal on luxury pearls. How do you fancy under £20? We're talking under £10 deal on each one of them. We could have put these in the last hour and said it's under £10, because that's under £10 for each one of these feature strands. And I think, you know, when we start to talk about strands, we often translate that into necklaces, but actually pearls of this size don't need to be sat on the neckline, do they?
No, you can work them into any design. They could be single pendants, they could be earrings, a single ring. You know, you could have a bracelet with them as well. They are statement pearls.
Look at the size of that pearl. It's got a lovely flat bottom, which means it can sit beautifully against the finger. And you could be wearing that as a solitaire. If you wanted to, you could make, because of the size of these, mega amounts of solitaire pearl rings, and you could do that for maybe a retail shop. Perhaps you're going to sell your pearls to perhaps do a stall for yourself, or even if it's just breaking down the chance to be able to give the gift of genuine freshwater pearls for a Christmas gift. You know, that is a treat and a half for less than £10 each, with change, of course. You've got there a wondrous deal. And if you have just treat yourself double trouble deal, we're about to double trouble and then some on this next kit. And it is a then some kind of a kit, isn't it?
It is.
Because the gemstones are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to opportunity, especially when we've got you, and of course we've just bought those beautiful DVDs. So very important to acknowledge the fact we did those DVDs for £6.95, because if you got both those chainmail DVDs, one was a bridal, perfect for that colourway, and then on top of that you've got the beautiful soft subtlety of colour that would look great with the Byzantine design. So the reality is, if you got both of those DVDs for £6.95, this kit is an absolute must-have. I mean, it's almost blatant that you need to add this to your order alongside the DVD. As blatant as I guess we get. The combination. I tell you what, could we put the DVD information on the bottom of the screen? Could we pull that up? Because if we do that, there we go. Right, that's the information. The DVDs, pretty much brand new DVDs, in all honesty, only just really launched in the last couple of months. We're now putting both of them together. One comes as a DVD with pamphlet of information and helpful hints and tips. Then you've got your separate wedding DVD. So you've got both of those chainmail DVDs, and they're both available for £6, not £6.95 each. £6.95 for both, which is a little bit silly, a bit naughty, and it's just one of those. Buy it while we've got it, because I do think that probably Becky will get into trouble for doing that when she look at that. Defer's going, yes she will, yes she will get in trouble. Bex, you're in tomorrow, aren't you? I'm going to be in too. I will support you when you get into trouble. I like kind of go, oh, no. This is your DVD, and this is your combination of jump rings that you need. So your combination of jump rings that we're offering you here is pretty much ideal, isn't it? For some of your classics, for some of your traditional chainmail and beyond, oopsie daisy, this is a combination and a half. So you've got 200 of your 3mm, 200 of your 4mm, and 200 of your 5mm. Now these are your silver plated jump rings, so essentially just chainmail paradise.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you got 3 most popular sizes there. That the only other size that we do is the 7mm in diameter, and all the DVDs that I've ever done at Jewellery Maker use those 4 sizes.
So the great thing is you've got guaranteed 600 of your essential jump rings. Now, if you're not going to explore the avenues of chainmail, you must be put off by this kit, because the thing about jump rings is that they are absolutely essential elements to your jewellery design. Even if you're just going to use them as little spaces between, you know, restranding and putting a nice necklace together of gemstones in classic rounds. If you break them up with just some nice simple jump rings, they will change and they will lift, they will elevate that piece of jewellery to another level. And that's what jump rings can do. They can add texture, they can add shape, they can add movement, they can add noise as well. I have to think with jump rings, when they move, they have that lovely, like almost boho feel about a piece of jewellery, don't they?
Definitely.
So you've got all of that quality in your 600 jump rings. You've got, of course, what's nice about this, matched alongside your jump rings, your we're giving you a findings pack. Your findings pack is a combination of 5 jump rings, a further 5 jump rings in the 5mm, plus you're going to get 5 crimp bead tubes, you're going to get head pins, and you're also going to get a sterling silver toggle clasp and 2 pairs of shepherd hooks. That's 2 toggle clasps as well. So you've got your silver plated findings pack as well to top that final opportunity off. And I guess this is why I think that the DVDs are going to be so important, because as soon as I look at this I go, well, bridal DVD, I mean, this is wonderful for all manner of bridal jewellery that you could be wanting to create, but in particular with the pearls. And I do have a little bit of a penchant for rice pearls like this. I just think they are such an elegant addition to jewellery design.
They are. They're so delicate, these ones as well.
Especially when we're very used to the larger pearls, like we've seen in that gorgeous double trouble deal. That's probably what we're used to. But to see them in this size, but this shape, they really do lend themselves to different style, to different jewellery making potential, don't they? And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Offering you something different. Then you've got your classic rounds of your Burmese jadeite. Do you know the trade has gone absolutely crazy at the moment? Do you want to know why? The Asian market it's just so heightened because jadeite is just not coming to trade. It is not coming. So they are finding every other gemstone possible. They've even renamed chrome diopside. Have you heard this?
No.
Right. So chrome diopside that we've got in our vaults, right, shouldn't really now be classified as chrome diopside, because the grade of the green diopside that we have is so elite in comparison to anything. They now have the lighter tones called tashmarine, and then the rich colours that we're used to seeing in chrome diopside is now known as imperial diopside. It's so rare. And the reality is that the reason that diopside is so sought after and now classified with imperial terminology is because the trade are desperate for natural green gemstones, because they are so in love with jade, but jade's no longer available, that they're trying to find any alternative that kind of brings home that natural beauty. So you've got chrome diopside, you've got the likes of oh, Vicki, come on, what are you thinking of? What's the other stone? Peridot. Oh, God, I had a total brain freeze there. Peridot, and the likes of your Zavarite. They are desperate for natural green gemstones, but it all stems from the lack of availability of jadeite. If there was more jadeite, then actually those other gemstones wouldn't hold a precedent in the Asian market. But jadeite right now is so difficult to come by. And of course, if it's difficult to the Asian market, it's massively difficult to the European market, because jadeite really has a home, is fully fledged in the Asian market as the most superior gemstone. Probably surpasses diamonds, rubies, emeralds, etc. You've got here a full luxury combination here, and it is a luxury. I mean, one of the pieces of just one of the pieces that Fleur has made from this kit is justifiable for £24.95. Just take a look at that gorgeous, if you said to me, Vix, do you want that bracelet for £24.95? I'd be like, yeah, are you giving us a special offer? I genuinely would think that you were offering me a special offer on that one.
It wouldn't be £24.95.
All right, friend, mates rates. How are? I mean, we've worked together for a while now, Fleur.
It's jadeite.
Mates rates, though.
It's jadeite.
All right, then. She drives a hard bargain. I've been bargaining all day, man. I'm bargained out. I've been trading all day. Those earrings. See, you've just got to remind yourself, right, that's the luxury of pearls and jade.
It is. They could just go hand in hand together, and it just highlights as well that one single jump ring can be functional but still add to the design, rather than having a full, chainmail piece. Just one jump ring can just, A, it turns out that earring the correct way for it to face forward.
Yes.
B, it just adds to that whole design of those circles together.
I've got to show this necklace. So look at that price tag at £24.95. Just think about what you pay, I mean, costume jewellery shops these days at £24.95, right? What would you pay at £24.95? And what can you make yourself? Not one piece of jewellery, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have made 5 pieces of jewellery there, right? You've got some spare left.
Yep.
But if we say 5 pieces of jewellery, that actual necklace, that necklace is £5. That's crazy.
Crazy, isn't it?
The earrings, £5. The bracelets, I mean, just ludicrous. The quality. Can we show that the other bracelet, please, guys? Because £5. £5. Amazing.
You know, if you wanted to, you could make lots of stacker bracelets like that and have them all together. And what I did want to do is I wanted to put them onto memory wire, but we didn't have any memory wire left in stock, so we've got to wait for the next. But they would go beautifully together with memory wire, these 2 strands of gemstones, because they just, like I say, they just are so perfect for each other.
So mate rates, can I have that bracelet and that necklace for a tenner, please?
Go on then.
Hey! I'll give you a tenner tonight and I'll walk away with those 2. Because I love that combination. I would wear that. Literally, that is amazing. I know, but if you think about it, that's ludicrous, isn't it? What do you get in your costume jewellery shops for £10? It's crazy good. If you would like to join us and you haven't already done so, you get your pearls, you get your jadeite, and you get your finder's pack, plus you get 600 jump rings, which will facilitate this technique. What are we learning?
So we're going to do the Turkish round mail, which is on the necklace.
Good, I was looking at that one thinking, what on earth?
So this is basically, with Byzantine and box weave, you have 2 sets of 3 to fold back into a Byzantine knot. With this, you need 3 sets of 3. So this is formed slightly different. It's formed into a hollow tube, and it creates a look that is exactly the same as Byzantine. So the necklace that I'm wearing is Byzantine.
Yes.
And this is Byzantine on a circular piece. So I've just made this little piece up just so you can see it in lots more detail. So it looks like Byzantine from there, but as you can see, it's all the way around. It's 360, so it's like a cylinder of Byzantine. It's formed slightly differently, but it is very simple to make once you know how. Everything is simple once you know how. But don't be put off by the complexity of what it looks like, because it is a nice, easy one to do. So we're going to use our 4mm inner diameter jump rings for this. Now you can go up to 5mm, especially if you've got something to go through the middle of it. So if you wanted to use your 5mm inner diameter jump rings and put the jadeite through the middle, you can do, because this is a hollow tube. If I just show you there, you can see that that is completely hollow inside. You could actually put your gemstones inside there. So it's completely hollow. I've lost my... hang on, let me get the pokey tool. So you can see there, if I just put that there, you can see it's a completely hollow tube. So you can make this around memory wire, you can make this around wire as well and sculpt it as well.
When you're putting the gemstones in, would you put the gemstones in as you're making the design, or do you then place them in?
You can do either. You can either put them in and then just push them down, or you could do that, like fold the jump rings around them.
Okay.
So what we need to start with is we need a chain of 3 sets of 2 that are held together with 2 single jump rings. So we've got a 2, a single, a double, a single, and then a double again. Now I'm going to use lots of different colours just so it makes it easier for you to see this demonstration and see how that weave's going to be constructed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my first open jump ring. So apart from those 6 that are closed, the rest of the jump rings that you're going to use are open. So all I'm going to do is take my open jump ring through one end of my chain, and I'm going to fold the other side up and attach that together as well. So I've attached them into almost like a triangle.
Yeah.
And close that one up. I'm now going to lay this back down on my board. When I lay it down on the board, what I'm looking for is all of these pairs to stay together. So you can see I've got 2 triangles in effect. I've got the triangles that are formed by the orange or the gold, and the triangles that are formed here by these purple jump rings. And what I need now is I need 3 sets or 3 little pieces of just scrap wire or bag ties, hair grips, whatever you've got to hand. So we're going to create little handles. And what we need to do is we need to pick up the top jump ring from each pair. Okay, so the easiest way to do that is to put your hand over all of them apart from one of the pairs, pop a piece of wire just into that very first top jump ring. So in my case, it's the purple jump rings that I'm picking up. And again, pick up the second pair. And you can see I've just bent this wire over just so it's easier to handle and make my handle in a second. So I've now got a piece of wire on each 3 of those jump rings, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up all 3 pieces of that wire, and this is what's going to create my handle, because this one we create it vertically. So it's very difficult to do it flat on the board. You actually have to hold it up in the air if you like. So you can see now how I've started to get, if I just put that there, you can see how I've got a tube already starting to form. So this is my 3 sets of 2, rather than 2 sets of 2, which is in a traditional Byzantine. What I'm going to do, just to make it easier for you to see, is I'm going to add one more row of inverted round mail, because this in effect now, like chainmail, happens to sort of like go on journeys, if you like, or it happens in families. This is what we call inverted round mail, which is a weave all by itself. So to create your inverted round mail, you always need 3 jump rings to create your next layer, okay? Yeah. So I've got my 3 jump rings. Now the rule of thumb is whenever there's jump rings touching, you can add another jump ring. So these 2 here are touching, so I can add a jump ring into there.
If it was, if this was in a smaller version, would I see the touch?
Yes, yeah, completely. Yeah, it's you can see on that one. You can see how they're touching.
Can I hold that up,
yeah,
so just so you can see when they're touching? Because actually that's, so when they're touching.
Yeah. So you can see that the bottom 3 there.
Yeah.
You can see how it actually forms into a more rigid triangle when it's together.
Okay, that makes sense now.
Okay, so I've now put my second jump ring in into another pair that's touching, so they can go together. And I know that each layer has to have 3 jump rings, so I've got 1 jump ring left. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see on the side of my board, if I just push that over a little bit, can you see that I've actually set all my jump rings out into 3s? So that's the easiest way to sort of like remember which way they're going to go.
Okay.
And then my last pair is this one here, okay, and close.
And you're working with exactly the same size jump ring the whole time?
The whole time, yeah. So everything's made out the same size, so the 4mm inner diameter. Yeah. So if I was to carry on just adding layer upon layer like this would become an inverted round mail, but we want to make it into a Turkish round mail. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn this upside down. I'm going to hold, so when we do Byzantine, we always say we hold the first set and let the 3rd set fall either side. And I'm going to do exactly the same. So all I've done is I've just let the first set, so the top set that were up here, I've just let them fall either side of my hand. And now what I need to do is I need to take my next colour jump ring, and I've got my 3 ready. So these black jump rings here, these need to come back up inside these green jump rings, okay? So all I'm going to do is fold them, if I just fold them up a little bit like that so you can see them. Can you see the black jump rings there? Okay, so all I'll do is let me just turn them back over again, show you again. Let the first pair fall, the first set fall either side. Now
so the first set would be the green.
The black were up here, yeah. This is set number 1, yeah. Green set's number 2,
gold's number 3. You're holding the gold.
Yep, so I'm holding the gold, holding on to the gold ones. So these were at the top.
Yeah.
They fall either side.
Yeah.
Now these 3 green jump rings are my parameters that I can't go outside. Okay, so this is everything happens now on the inside of these. So I can't go on the outside. So I take my first open jump ring, and all I'm going to do is collect the 2 black jump rings up inside, and can you see straight away it pops up into that Byzantine knot.
Wow.
So you can see there how it's popped up into that Byzantine knot, and I can close that one up. And then again, now in the correct size it won't be as difficult to handle as it is for mine, because mine are very large jump rings, so they're not playing very well, if you like. You know, on the correct size jump rings it's a lot easier. So there's my second jump ring. And my 3rd jump ring are these 2 here. So again, it's exactly the same. It's where they're touching.
Yeah.
You can connect them together. So you connect them, and all the time I'm on the inside of these green jump rings. And as I close that one up, when I turn that the right way around, you can see now how I've got like a Chinese knot.
It looks like a lantern.
Yeah, just like a little lantern. So now what I need to do, I always need 3 sets of 2 to be able to fold it back into that Byzantine knot. There's my first set of 3. So my second set of 3 goes on exactly the same as before. So very simply just connecting the pairs together where they touch the 3 together, then they can connect together. So there's my next set. So I've now got 2 sets of 3. So I've got the purple.
But you said 3 out of 3, so we
3
need to
sets
add
of 3,
one
so
more.
that's it. So I need one more set of 3.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to add these ones in as well. There's 1, there's 2. And which is what's so great about the handle at the top, you can just keep turning it so it's constantly on your dominant side. So in my case, on my right side, I've now got my 3 sets of 3. So what I can do then is turn it upside down.
Yeah.
This isn't going to go anywhere because this is all completely
lanterned.
Yeah, connected in place.
Fold the third.
Fold that green pair down.
Yeah.
These yellow pair or this gold pair are my parameters that I can't go on the outside of. So you can see those 2 there touch. They touch there and they touch here. So these are my connections. So it's 1 goes there.
Yeah.
1 goes there. And 1 here. But again,
Guys, can we do that from the top camera as well? Just because then, yeah, that's it. Just so that we can see the parameters. Will you do that again, Fleur?
Yeah, no problem.
Just because, can you see how you've got the outer parameter here? But this is your inner parameter in the middle
it.
bits,
So
right?
this is my wall that I can't go on the outside of, these gold jump rings.
Yeah.
So there's my first one.
Green and green together, yeah.
There's my second one.
Another green and green.
That's it. There. And you'll know straight away because it won't, if it's not together and you've gone wrong, it won't go straight up into that Byzantine knot. So I'll just put these 3 jump rings in just so you can again see how that Byzantine knot is formed. There we go. And like I say, in the correct size jump rings that you've got in the kit, it won't happen like that. But you can see straight away that's popped straight up into that Byzantine knot. So close that one. And again, move to the next pair.
And in the smaller jump rings, like the 5, how do I close those and open them? Am I using
2 pairs of chain nose?
I am doing chain nose.
Yeah, chain nose or flat nose pliers. As long as your pliers have got a surface on the inside which is flat without any serrations on them, then that's fine. And you can see there now how I've now got my second Byzantine knot.
Oh, so cool.
And then again, to move on, I'll just really quickly just do it one more time. Just 1, 2, 3. So there's my first, I've got my first set of 3, second set of 3, third set of 3, and it does take a lot of jump rings to create. So that necklace has taken all 200 because of you folding back these jump rings. It does take a lot more jump rings because when you think of the size of the jump ring that you're using, it creates quite a substantial weave. So I've now got my 3 sets of 2 again. So again, turn that upside down, hold on to that black set, that first set, let the last set fall either side. These are my parameters again, and I'll just very quickly picking up them on the inside, so straight away you can see it pops up into that beautiful Byzantine knot. So there's 1. There's the second. So you can see it's just bringing that up on the inside. And then my final one goes in. So I've got my 3. And then when I turn that the right way round, you can see how you've now got your 3 Byzantine knots.
It's amazing. And if I held that up alongside,
yeah,
you can start to translate that into the smaller size.
So you can see those definite Byzantine knots are exactly the same. Like I say, you can do it in the 5mm as well, but for me the 4mm is absolutely perfect. And it creates a really beautiful, substantial chain. If I just very, very quickly take a jadeite. Have I knotted it all back together?
If it allows you.
I think I've knotted it back together. Let's see if I can get a pearl. Just to show you how you would pop that into there. So all you would do is let them fall either side, create that little well for it to sit in, literally pop that into the middle and fold them around.
And then close it back up again and continue your process.
That's it, and then you've got your 3 there, then you've got your nice 3 jump rings there now, your pearls inside probably you can't see there, it's just gone inside there, and then you just carry on chainmailing around.
That's amazing. It's a beautiful technique,
It is,
isn't it?
It's a very, very beautiful weave, and it belongs to a family called the round mail. So this is your Turkish mail. The one where you fold back every other pair, which is like a box weave, is just basically called round mail.
Okay.
And that again, very, very beautiful. Creates a very, almost like a snake chain, very slinky chain.
Glorious. Love that. I love it. I love it. I genuinely love it. Not even joking about that. I will buy those off you because I love them that much. If you would like to get this and you want to create your own designs inspired by Fleur's amazing pieces, then you could do so right now. £24.95 is all you pay. It's your Christmas chic kit comprising of your Burmese jadeite, your gorgeous rice beads of white freshwater pearls. Then you get a full pack of silver plated findings, including your chain, head pins, toggle clasps, shepherd hooks, jump rings, etc. And to top it off, you're going to get 600 jump rings. How many jump rings do I need for something like that with the necklace?
So that one is, the whole 200 is in that one piece.
Wow.
So I've used the 3 chainmail pieces, use all 200 for each one. So the gemstone spine,
yes,
that's your 3mm, it takes all 200, and your trizantine, which is the third one along, takes all 200 of your 5mm inner diameter.
So each one of those feature pieces is 200. The interesting thing is just that it looks incredible, but actually if you start to break it down, again, that price per piece of jewellery is epic.
Yeah.
Absolutely epic. £24.95 for the whole. That means if you wanted to make 5 pieces of jewellery like Fleur has, each one of those pieces has actually cost you a mere £5, and of course your time. That's how amazing. And to put it into perspective for Christmas gifts, you know, we often say can't afford Christmas. You can if you buy now. And you start making now with time, which is going to allow the chance to be able to invest, that moment to create intricacies like that. It's £5. Yeah, £5.
And it's a handcrafted gift.
Epic, 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 epic. You've got to check out your basket. I've just been told there are 17 people who haven't checked out the 17. Make that 19 now. Right, if you haven't checked out, you're gonna have to check out, otherwise you're gonna miss out on that deal altogether. We don't honour our prices, we can't guarantee the prices, so you will need to check out your basket on that deal. And that's by Cambridgeshire, London, Hertfordshire, West Lothian, Suffolk, West Midlands, Staffordshire, Surrey and Essex, etc, etc. You've got to check out. That is your price tag, £24.95, and it's time for your star buy. We've got for you a very special deal, boy. We've got something really, really special for you here. We're going to give you a bit of a close-up because I think this is the one that makes your jaw hit the floor. I mean, this is a really, really special treat because we are talking here about a feature opportunity of jump rings. I mean, we're not just talking about a gesture of jump rings here, and we are talking about sterling silver. Look, oh look, oh look. We're talking your double whammy of jump rings, sterling silver at that. Now the thing is, with sterling silver jump rings, again, you know, the principle is it doesn't have to be if you're only a chain mailer that you want jump rings, because that is just not the fact. I mean, just because you're a mechanic doesn't mean to say that you're the only person who needs oil. You know, the reality is that these are mainstay must-have ingredients, aren't they?
Oh, definitely. If you want to create any kind of sterling silver jewellery, you know, you need these sterling silver jump rings because we only get a few of them in our findings packs. So if you're only getting a few, they run out a lot quicker. So if you want to multi-buy the findings packs, it means that you may end up with lots of shepherd hooks that you don't need at that precise time.
Yeah.
When you've got bundles of sterling silver jump rings, that makes it a lot easier to sort of like finish all those pieces that you want to finish.
And they are, obviously with the sterling silver, they are the opportunity to finish in style, to give a luxury edge. You're going to get 100 pieces. That's your 3mm and your 4mm combination, 50 of each. So you've got 3mm of 50, 4mm 50, sterling silver jump rings that we have for you. An incredible quality of combination that we can bring you. Yours for the taking. An amazing combination, and we're not going to mess around here. We're going straight for it at $14.95. An amazing treat that we can bring you. Hold those phone lines. If you've already got a phone in your hand, keep it there. Web buys, of course, you could join us at JewelleryMaker.com. Make sure you check out your basket on this one. $3.95, of course. That postage and packaging is paid once for the whole day. You can add as many times as you like. So if you want to buy 10 of these packs so that you've got enough to make as many of those gorgeous feature designs that perhaps you're going to learn via the DVDs that we've given you today, or alternatively that wonderful technique that you've just learnt for the Turkish round. Was that the right way to? Oh, I remembered the right name. $14.95 for one pack. But of course, if you want to add in 5 packs, etc., you could do so under that one postage and packing. That is an established, guaranteed 1p&p that you have all the way through till midnight tonight. 100 of your luxury jump rings, and I guess in some ways this size combination, the 3 and the 4, so workable.
Yeah, so you've got your perfect one for your Byzantine, your Turkish round mail here. You've got your 3mm, which if you don't want to do your chainmail with, is beautiful for a nice, fine, delicate beaded piece because it's in keeping with the design.
I think in some ways what's nice is that you've just shown us the freedom that gorgeous Turkish round can offer. With the silver plated, perhaps you master, you create the larger pieces with the silver plated, but actually you want to add a little bit more intricacy to a classic piece of jewellery, and you wanted it. You could do that with this quantity, can't you?
Definitely, yeah.
You've really got something special here. $14.95, 50 of your 3mm, 50 furthermore of your 4mm, and all for a rock bottom £14.95. Very well received tonight. It's a busy night. I think a lot of people making the most of everything that we've done so far, and we've got plenty more to come, including the luxury of metallic pearls for your collection. Oh, I do love a good metallic pearl, and that is, I have to say, a top trump of a deal that we have for you later on in our second kit. Plus on top of that we have the one to own this evening, which is a feature of world-class qualities of pearl. I mean, we are talking about leading luxuries of pearls. Present time right now, the strand that you have for the one to own is probably the ultimate strand that any dealer would be vying for. So that's coming your way very soon indeed. That's the one to own at 8 o'clock this evening. At £14.95 in the interim for Bridget in Devon. Hello to you. Patricia's joined me in Manchester. Audrey, congratulations. You've got 3 of these packs. At Mayun, you've got yours, 2 packs on this one. Dawn's joined me in Warwickshire. Nancy's there in Bristol. Hello to Chrissy is joining me in Essex. Jenny's in Nottinghamshire. Gwen's in Lancashire. Carol's in Leicestershire. Congratulations to you. Everybody pays that final low price tag. Now, if you've put in your basket and you haven't checked out, like you're here in Derbyshire or in Nottinghamshire or in Essex, Essex and the West Midlands, I put those 2 locations together and ended up with Wessex, Essex and the West Midlands, and East Lothian. Stay on those lines if you're dialing, but web buys, you do need to check out your basket. $14.95. So I've just been talking about those gorgeous Keshi pearls of the one to own. Shall I give you a quick I'll give you a quick sneaky peek. I'm going to show them. If you are sitting in that theme of getting ready for Christmas, and you've got that idea of what you'd want to create for something truly luxurious, I look at these and part of me instantly sees Christmas jewellery. Part of me instantly sees whether it be wings of an angel, or whether it be almost, you can almost see this as a snowflake-like effect, you know, the cascading movement of the different shapes. These are pure beauty in pearls. These are your Keshi pearls in the highest of ratios. When you work alongside dealers like I do in Bond Street, they'll often regard pearls in several different levels of kudos, and one of the main elevated examples of quality that they're looking for is the iridescence. Now if I just I'm just going to show you one, and I can show you any one, but I want to just show you the example of iridescence. Look at that for a world-class quality of iridescent pearl. That is an absolute signature quality. Stunning. It is truly magnificent. And again, you know, you only need a couple for perhaps angel's wings to make something really special happen, couldn't you? You know, for especially if we're in that midst of Christmas decorations or Christmas opportunities. That's stunning. For those of you who just tuned in, that is why I'm wearing a pudding hat and a Christmas t-shirt, because we are in the midst of a Christmas decorations showcase. Not just about decorations though, because the second kit tonight,
just pure luxury. Pure luxury.
Real luxury is the right word, actually. So got to be tuned in 9 o'clock this evening, and you can add it to your order. If you've already bought from us today, you can add it to your order as many times as you like. Have you seen this strand? Am I picking up the right strand here? I mean, where do you begin? Where do you even begin? There's not many times that I need to stop and really work out what I'm about to say, but what do I even say? There's how many? Okay, there is only 9 of these. I mean, these... No wonder there's only 9, because these are not going to hang around in the vaults now, are they? These are not the kind of pearl strand that sits in anything other than a signature moment in time. This is your metallic lavender and apricot freshwater culture pearls. Size-wise, I think that's the first thing that's floored me, is these are metallic pearls with some of the highest sizes. Massive feature. These are 19 by 29 to 20 by 32.
I've got 3 strands of these.
3?
Yeah, one strand is already sold.
Really?
Yeah.
And you've made 1 piece of jewellery from that?
No, there's 2 pieces of jewellery made from 1 strand.
And you've sold both pieces? Yeah. Really?
Yeah, so I've got 2 more left. 2 more strands left, and I want to make myself something with 1.
So you're really essentially, you've got maybe 2 more pieces of jewellery left?
Yeah.
And there is only 9 strands of this deal left, so that's not. This is going to sell out, and you're not going to get another strand now, are you, Fleur? No. Sorry. I guess when you found something that is like almost what you classify as a top seller, something that is repeatable and guaranteed that you're going to make, you kind of want more of the strand because you may as well make your money while you can. That sounds very callous, but
no,
actually, it's a business.
Pearls are the only gemstone that I really sell. I sell sterling silver, chainmail, and sterling silver, sort of like. Silversmith pieces. Pearls are the only gemstone that I sell.
And I think in principle, that's because pearls are such a classic. They are almost a go-to. Yeah. I always say, if you don't know what to buy a pearl, and you'll guarantee that you'll make somebody happy. And that is an absolute feature of a strand of pearls. I've never been floored quite like this before. I think these are majestic. These are magnificent. And if I just show you the strand as it sits, but actually that's not the whole strand, because we have got some loose here to show you. So indeed, this is a full 40 centimetre strand. It just so happens that we've got some examples as they sit on their own. And those pieces that you made, Fleur, are we talking single pieces? Are we talking, you know? No,
there's about 7 pearls in each piece. With sterling silver chain in between.
Wowzers.
And one had chainmail, one had ready-made chain.
Wowzers. Mates rates for me there. Can you make me one? Mates rates? No. You go here. I know, but come on. These are flawlessly impressive pearls.
Well, when you see the price, I'll tell you what I sold those ones for. But you've got to see the price.
Okay, so the strand that we're looking at here, I'm intrigued by this. The strand that you're looking at here is £89.95. You've got a combination, so this is 40 centimetres. If I say that on this strand, and this is mere example, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, you've got 15, which probably works right for what you just said. You made 2 pieces of jewellery with around about 7 per stone. So you're around about 15 pearls within this combination for £89.95. That's the luxury of probably some of the most defining pearls you will ever have in your collection, right? And I think that sounds very like I'm very much exaggerating, but I'm really not. I mean, for definition of luxury, for definition of a highlight, you're talking about some of the most breathtaking light reactions of metallic pearls, but actually because of the shape and the form of these, their individuality is just spectacular. £89.95 is all you pay for that strand. So go on then, go on Fleur, what did you charge?
The one with the ready-made chain was 300 and the one with the chainmail was 500. They were the first things. Well, I had a client ready for the chainmail one anyway, because she's been looking for something, and the other one was a wedding necklace that they saw it straight away, and it literally was on my website for about an hour, and it was gone. And then the other one, I knew the lady was looking for something like this, so she came along and she picked which pearls she wanted.
One was sold at 300. One was sold at 500. So essentially, you're looking at £800 was the price that the two pieces of jewellery that you sold on your website. And the reality is we're now looking at the actual main feature ingredient, beg your pardon, to obviously your craftsmanship, etc. But the main ingredients there, that's £89.95 as your main ingredient. Add in the sterling silver, which we mustn't underestimate. That's still a value, that's still worthy of that. But actually the principle is very clear. You can buy something for £89.95 and you can retail it at over £800. I'm in the wrong business. I tell you what, I need to start buying these pearls and making something special happen, because that is a serious deal. You've got to check out your basket on this. I mean, this is your chance to really make a difference. If you have got a phone in your hand, keep it there. There is the number to dial. You can join us on the web at JewelleryMaker.com. Thing about it is that we also give you a 30-day money-back guarantee, because I appreciate £89.95 is a considered purchase price tag, but we give you time to make that decision. We give you the time to see the quality, to decide the price tag that you want to pay. And if it's not the right price, then you can send it back. All I can say is that I think you only need one example of the kind of one would call it maybe the value that you could see that from even just Fleur's example, that you know that is a very special treat, huge special treat. Now we've just got a message that's just come in from Dee in Cornwall. She says, question for Fleur please. The sterling silver jump rings recently on air, are they 1mm wire? Thank you.
Yes, these are the 1mm wire gauge that I have been hounding them for, and then finally we've got them now. So yes, they are the 1mm wires. So they're exactly the same aspect ratio and size of jump ring that your silver plated copper are. So yeah, they're exactly the same 1mm wire.
Are these the jump rings that about 2 or 3 years ago we conversed about? Are these the ones?
This has been in the last 6 months that I wanted. So traditionally our sterling silver jump rings have been on a 0.8 or a 0.9 wire.
Yes.
They've never been on a 1mm wire, and now we finally managed to get a supplier that that can make them with the 1mm wire, because they are more of a considered purchase, because it's 0.1 of a millimetre in sterling silver is a lot of money. When you're adding that kind of sort of like weight to those pieces, they become very, very weighty. So yeah, they're definitely on the 1mm wire. So yeah, perfect for all your chainmail.
Amazing. Thank you for that. Thank you for the clarity. We have got a very special deal to match alongside. I mean, as I say, we know that metallic pearls have certainly got kudos. They have an uplift in terms of regard. What you're about to see is something extra special. And I will just say, when you see it, get ready to pick up the phone. Get ready to guarantee that you don't miss out on the web. This is something extra special. It is, of course, a star buy. take a deep breath, close your eyes, and then take a look at what we have for you as our extra special star buy. Ready? 3, 2, 1, now. Ooh! Seriously special, absolutely glorious. A luxury strand that you have here, your natural metallic freshwater pearls, 14 by 10 to 21 by 13. You've got a full featured strand here. I mean, each one of those is going to stand on its own. Each one of these is going to hold the statement of boutique quality pearl in its hand, and then some. It's one of those pearls that until you've seen it in close-up, the cameras look, they create an amazing feel to the quality, but in truth the cameras don't do the pearls any justice. I was having a conversation about this today, and it was with a hat and garden dealer, and they go, oh, your lights will make things look better, and I was like, no, it's the exact opposite. Lights don't do that when they're bleached, and that's the studio lighting environment that we have. Bleached lighting, they do not make your pearls, your gemstones, your anything look good, apart from meant to make our skin look better, because that's what bleached studio lighting is there to do. And yet the reality is, I think most people believe that these kind of close-ups are actually us enhancing the quality of the pearl. I can promise you one thing, when you get these pearls home, they're going to look even better, because they'll feel, and you'll experience the light shimmering in such a more personal way. And I mean, you know, our cameras and our amazing directors and our team of film crew, they are spectacular. They really are amazing at their job. But actually, the one thing we have to identify is that experiencing gemstones firsthand, quality is in the feel, not just in the visual via a camera, and that's why you've got to get these home. You've got to see for yourself the perfections, and some might even classify the natural imperfections of this. And I think that actually reminds us, these are genuine pearls. These are not fakes, they're not synthetics. If they were exactly the same, round on round on round, if they were exactly the same finish and texture, you would not be able to guarantee that they were genuine. You wouldn't be able to guarantee that they were natural, and yet these are just that, nature's qualities of perfection, nature's qualities of world class. That one going round, I mean, that just looks like pure gold, doesn't it? That looks like a big nugget of gold. Yeah. Absolutely stunning, world class quality of natural metallic freshwater pearls. Your price tag today, all I can say is nothing compares, in my mind, to this grade of pearl. Nothing compares to the pricing that we can establish on this deal. And all you've got to do is pick up the phone early to guarantee you don't miss out. £59.95. And if you're there going, oh, that's steep, oh, it's just for pearls, that's expensive. A little bit of research is required, and you certainly won't think that again. You certainly would not make that expectation of thinking this even was going to be double figures if you do price research on this grade, on this quality, and on this established high-end luxury pearl. I mean, this is Bond Street kind of grading. This is world-leading qualities, because the high ratio of that balance of pearlescence to metallic impact, that really is world-class. And that's why I'm saying, I think triple figures you would be still pretty impressed by, but to get to double figures, and not just in double figures, but to really take you low into the double figures, you got to make the most of this opportunity. On that free phone number you could dial, you could join us at JewelleryMaker.com. Again, remember, you got a 30-day money back guarantee, so that is the time for you to see if it's right. If it isn't right, there's not a problem. You send it back and your money goes back into your account. To be honest, if you do that and you've price researched, then you're just doing yourself a disservice, because I think you'll realise even just a modicum of price researching will just remind you that this is not a double figure kind of a deal at anywhere else at any other time than right now. Start buy opportunity facilitates rock bottom pricing. $59.95 is already paid. Great size combination as well, eh? You've got 14 by 10 to 21 by 13.
Some very, very big pearls on that strand.
Individual standing pearls almost, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they could be individual pendants, definitely, yeah.
And I think that's a quite exciting prospect when you look that you've got multiples on one strand. We're not selling one at £50 or £60, you know. And I think that's I keep on going back to the principle in pearls, especially you know, in your Bond Street dealers. If you go to Bond Street to deal and to retail on a pearl, they will offer you a pearl, one pearl. You know, one pearl can sell for £1 million. That's not an exaggeration. That is a true fact of the kind of pricing scenario that you can see elsewhere for luxury pearls. But it's one pearl. It's not multiples on a strand that sells, and that's why you've got to remember at this price tag you're getting lots and lots of luxury for $59.95. Now, talking about the luxury of pearls, we have got for you an incredible feature offer. The one to own today is quite inspiring when it comes to your designing. In some ways, you know, we see pearls and we know how resplendent they can be, but this shape and this form, for me, I think it's inspiring. I think it's going to deliver, adding more interest, more unique qualities to what's already going to be a very classy piece of jewellery based on the fact it's world-class pearls. This is your one to own, and this, of course, is your Keshi Pearl one-off deal.
Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates through items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from Jewellery Maker. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
Love Jewellery Maker but don't have an account? You can now purchase items on the Jewellery Maker website through our guest checkout. To do so, select the products you wish to purchase and head over to the shopping basket. Simply enter your email address and select Continue as Guest below. After this, the checkout process is simple. Select your quantity and delivery option and then check out securely. Enter your billing details and either a credit card or PayPal account and proceed to payment. From here, you still have the option to create an account if you wish, making shopping online easier for you. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
Did you know that when you book a Jewellery Maker workshop, you're given exclusive access to our Jewellery Maker shop? You can browse through special items and offers, be privy to selected discounts and deals that you can't get at any other time. Shop whilst you learn and grab yourself some amazing offers. For more information on workshops and available dates, contact our call centre.
At Jewellery Maker, we are always looking at ways to provide you with a fantastic shopping experience. With this in mind, we'd like to welcome you to our new pre-order option. Selected items throughout the day will be put on display and made available for pre-order. When the presenter informs you that the pre-order service is available on an item, this is your chance to pop it into your online basket or speak to one of our brilliant call centre team members and be one of the first to secure your purchase.
Here Here at Jewellery Maker, we're always making improvements to give you a better shopping experience. We've recently upgraded our website to make it more user-friendly and easier to navigate around. We now have the guest checkout function, which allows customers to check out quickly without creating an account. Our homepage now informs you with what's currently live on the show, recently aired items, and today's deal of the day. We've improved our website navigation and added new categories to help customers quickly find the products they want. Our online range is growing fast with over 7,000 products available for you to purchase. And don't miss out on hundreds of brand new clearance lines with more added every week. Happy shopping with Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
Well, today's must-have really is a treasure of an opportunity. I actually can't even remember the last time I saw this grade of pearl in this shape and form. Keshi pearls at the moment, alongside Biwa pearls, are massive. Keshi pearls more than Biwa actually in some principles, because with the Keshi you've got more of a rounded form. It probably translates a little bit easier into your jewellery style, and in some ways I think it almost is that perfect stopgap between your classic round and your Biwa, which then sits within the elegance of that natural rounded floor, but within that rounded floor you then have a texturing that purely offers you individuality into your designs. And you know, when you're making a piece of jewellery, especially when you're hand making it, you want it to have that guaranteed individuality, that unique quality. You don't want it to look like a mass-produced piece of jewellery, and this is where the Keshi pearl comes into its own, where it really stands out as a hallmark of unique, breathtaking qualities. And I will say, don't forget, with us we're guaranteeing genuine, we're guaranteeing unique, because of course we give you a certificate of authenticity. If you require it, 25p is an additional fee, where you get the proof of the pudding that these are naturally luxurious freshwater white pearls. Now, as I say, they are natural white pearls. They're not bleached to be this magnificent quality, and there is this beautiful grading to the pearlescence that truly is world class. And I could take any of these, but there's one that's catching my eye that I need to show you, because I think when you see the ratio of surface integrity, when you see the luxury of how the light is bouncing, you get a sense of what you'd get from a beautiful classic round, but then you see this open platform, because it's a wider surface area. You see this it's almost like an iridescent ice rink of light bouncing. It's quite transfixing, and I'm just talking about one. I mean, that is just a stunning example. Now, this is, the nice thing is that this is a really smooth version, but if I show you the other side, just reminds you, these are real, these are natural, these are spectacularly unique in terms of their form, and each one of them is going to be different, which is really inspiring, isn't it, Fleur?
Oh, definitely. I mean, Keshi and Biwa are my favourite shape of pearl, because they are purely nacre. There is no nucleus in there at all. It's not been impregnated with anything. These are, if you like extra treasures for the pearl farmer, because these form in the mantle of the actual oyster or the mollusk that they're in, which is where you get these beautiful undulations, because that is the shape of, you know, that mantle of where that pearl's, the original pearl that was inserted into there is going to sit, and then these sit underneath. And
they shouldn't really exist.
Yep.
I mean, the reality is the reason that a pearl forms is because there is that nucleus in the first place. So these are almost like little mini miracles, because they shouldn't actually be forming in the first place, because they've got nothing to hang on to.
No.
They've got nothing to, because the nucleus of the pearl is what essentially becomes the focal point for nature to build upon. But these don't have that base, so really they shouldn't be forming in any way, shape or form. So they're almost defying nature's own boundaries by their unique qualities.
You can't actually farm Keshi pearls.
No.
They're not
no
farmed
such thing
at all. They are just Mother Nature giving us extra as well as the pearl
cherry
that
on top of the cake,
yeah,
really,
yeah,
isn't
it
it?
is, yeah.
And I think in some ways that's what makes them so special, is just because they can't be farmed, because they can't be replicated, and actually man cannot replicate something as individualised like this.
No.
That's why the gem trade on these pearls in particular at the moment are absolutely crazy price. I mean, these, because now this is interesting, because for a long time in the gem trade, the highest prices were actually brought about by the pure rounds. Nothing in nature is actually pure and round. So when nature created a natural round pearl, everybody was prepared to pay the highest prices. That 1 million pearl that I was talking about, that £1 million pearl, that actually was in reality just a huge perfect round pearl, because it can't be replicated. Nature, chances are, of creating something like that again is very, very nominal. The reality check is that there's also now a force within the trade that says, well, you can't replicate a classic round, which they now can. They've mastered the skill of making a replica of a round, but you can't master this, because it's almost nature's jigsaw puzzle of individual form, shape and unique textures that make it unrepeatable. If I show you just even maybe a 2 to 3 inch length, just take a look at how different each one of them is. That's why man cannot replicate, because not one of these is different. And pardon me, not one of them is the same. Each one is totally different. I mean, we'll go even smaller. Just look at those 3 or 4 here. There is nothing other than individuality in each shape and each form. I mean, that one's got a wonderful, wonderful formation to it. The next one's got, every single one of these has got something special to offer, but they're not the same. And that's why in the gem trade, to the pearl industry right now, alongside your beautiful traditional rounds, the highest priced pearls are Keshis, are Biwas, because they're unrepeatable. They are literally almost unreplicable. I don't know whether that's a word, but it is now. And that's the thing, is that we're providing you with natural, don't forget, the colour is totally natural to that white pure quality. Freshwater deluxe Keshi pearls, unrepeatable luxury, undeniable pricing at Jewellery Maker deals like this. You don't want to miss out. They are 9 by 10 to 10 by 15 in size and shape. This is a 38 centimetre strand that we're offering you here, and we're going straight under £40. What? Oh, by the way, under 40 would be good, but it's not. You want to own price tag. How do you? We've just halved the price. We have just halved that price tag. We were what? Just about £40. Now we're less than £20. Absolutely nailing the deals tonight. This really is. Christmas has come early. I tell you what, this is it. I feel like I should be going ho ho ho, and not saying Green Giant. I should be going ho ho ho, Merry Christmas, because that is a Christmas deal and a half to get a full strand of your Keshi pearls, to get that wonderful natural colour of white. And that's another important identification of luxury. We're giving the real deal. If you want a certificate of authenticity, you can get it free of charge. We can give you this postage and packing of £3.95 that you can add to. If you want to add a certificate of authenticity, it's just a mere 25 pence to do so. If you want to join us on this deal and you've already bought from us 3 or 4 times, 5 or 6 times, 10 or 20 times, or just the once a day, you paid your P&P, now you can add to your order, and that is an absolute given. Eileen, congratulations to you. Karina, you've got yours. Wendy, I want to show the jewellery that Fleur has made for us, just so you can get some sense of the drama that each one of these pieces of jewellery can create. And if you want to think about it, so Fleur's got still plenty of pearls to work with, that she's then also made those 2 pieces. I mean, justify that elsewhere for £10, and it's impossible. You cannot, and I mean, I'm being really, you cannot anticipate that grade of pearl drop style earring being £10. You couldn't, because there's nowhere I know of that would suggest that this level of natural white freshwater pearl would come in at that pricing, and then to create the bracelet as well for a further £10, and to then do whatever else you want to do with the additions. That is an amazing opportunity. I mean, it really does deliver, doesn't it, this combination?
And they're so easy to work with as well. They're beautiful to work with. They really are. They lend themselves to so many different designs. I mean, that's just 2 designs that I could have done. I could have used them, you know, one as a central pendant. You could use them as flower petals. You know, you were saying about wings. You could do dragonfly wings with them. They're sizable caches, so they are standalone.
I think it's interesting because we're in that thought process of Christmas. The moment I saw them, I just thought angels. Well, that was just my straight away thought. This is an angel as well. But actually, the more I've looked at them, they almost have that, you know, individual shape of a snowflake. They say no 2 snowflakes the same. Well, no 2 keshi pearls the same. So maybe you can create that almost that snow-like effect by the individual shaping and form of this one strand. 19.99. I wonder how many pearls you're actually getting on this strand. I wonder if I just counted to the half and then we just doubled it, whether that would just give us some sense of how many you're going to get. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21, 20. So you're getting 22 to the middle. So that's over 40, heading towards 44, 45. So over 40 pearls you're looking at here. Over 40 pearls for less than £20. That's less than 50 pence a pearl. So if you want it to be as simple as this, you want to make some classic drop style keshi pearl earrings, it's going to cost you £1 for the main ingredient of that drop style. And I mean, this is about retailing for Christmas. And if you want to retail a nice classic drop style pearl earring and you want something really to go far, you need to go for size, you need to go for signature qualities, but you also need to go for well priced so that you can make money. Because that's the point, especially if you're selling, not just to gift, but to make money. And if they're going to cost you, you know, you choose 2 of those to drop style earring with, maybe even if you just charge £10, which I think is truly fair dues if you're looking at the price of pearls elsewhere. But if you did nice sterling silver shepherd hook, nice classic drop style in the perhaps the just simple head pin, because I mean that's sizable enough to have a head pin put through. If you did that and shut, so maybe it's going to cost you about maybe £1.75, maybe £2 to make those earrings, because you've got to add for the findings. But you charge £10. That's £8 potential profit.
Yeah, just in 2 pearls.
Just in 2 pearls, exactly. And what did we say we had here? 40. So it's 20 pairs of earrings that you could do. And if you've got 20 pairs of earrings and each one's going to make you £8 profit, 20 times 8 is a lot of money, isn't it?
It is. It's
£160? Yay! I did maths live on television. But that's real. That's real. Because then you just need to get that principle of just selling. And even if you sold just a couple of pairs, you're already quids in for the rest of the strand.
So you could sell 2 pairs and then have the rest for yourself. Perfect.
That's it. And actually, for a lot of us, you kind of, including myself, the idea of selling my jewellery puts real fear into me, because I go, oh my goodness me, I don't know whether it's good enough and all of that. But actually, if we just put the principle back into gifting, and if you just want to do the gift of pearls, the gift of pearls is going to cost you £20, and you could be making 5 or 6 or 7 or as many pieces of jewellery as you want to get out of it. But it's going to be show-stopping. It's going to be feature. Maybe you want to make some little, like, kind of, you know, guardian angels for people for their Christmas gift, and sit them on your table decorations, you know, for their day, and say, you know, that's your table gift, and it's a beautiful little guardian angel with gorgeous keshi pearl wings. Amazing. Amazing quality. Congratulations there. Now then, we are in the midst of a price avalanche. I do like doing that. I like, Okay, just me. Tough tonight, I tell you, tough tonight. We've got for you pink sapphires that we start off with. Oh my goodness, these are absolutely stunning. These really are spectacular. Look at this. A full 28 centimetre strand of your pink sapphire. Madagascar at the moment is just triumphant in its colours of sapphire. Truly breathtaking. Sapphires and rubies from Madagascar. I mean, things like ruby, like Malagasy ruby, etc. is just, I mean, it's a hot rock in the trade. But look at the shade of colour you have here. It's just pure pink, isn't it?
It really is. It's a real pink
Pink. It's silly to say, but if you think about the different derivatives of pink you can get,
well,
that is a pure pinky pink.
It is, yeah.
It sounds really ridiculous that I can't find a better way of saying pinky pink, but that is exactly...
No, if you take a strand of morganite, you've got like a peachy pink, or kunzite, you've got like a lilac-y pink.
Yeah.
You know, rose quartz, you've got a silvery pink. That is a pink.
And it is absolutely spectacular in its faceting delights, because the light is just bouncing, playing, and that means you've got clarity, because you can't have light rebounding inside a gemstone unless it's got an open clarity. And that's why this is such a spectacular world-class strand. We're at £139.95, but that's not the price today. We are in an avalanche, but we start as we mean to go on. We're dropping the price straight away. 26 carats of sapphire. What? $79.95 is all you pay on this deal. Now, of course, it is first come, first served. It is a buy it while we've got an opportunity. And all I can say to you is this is the start of a huge avalanche event. We are going back to back on these deals. An avalanche price tag that we offer you is essentially that no two price will be the same, and that we drop in price as we proceed through the hour. So essentially from this point onwards, you know that nothing will go beyond $79.95. It will only be down from this price tag, not up, but down from $79.95. I wish I had more of this strand, to be honest. There's only 17 left in the vaults, and I have to say, of that 17, I think this is going to be probably one of the finest feature strands. A feature opportunity that I could bring you there. Massive congratulations. $79.99. Let's go straight to oh, 1 meter. Oh, now that's... See, this is interesting, isn't it, when we're talking about the pinky pinks. And now we're going to show you that arrangement of shades of pinks to peaches from this magnificent arrangement, and then to your traditions of colour for your pearls. This is totally spectacular. Just look, hang on. Wow. I think that this is an epic combination. 3 meters of your multicolour natural freshwater pearls. You've got here these magnificent qualities of gemstones that just capture the attention instantly. And you know, the nice thing is with pearls, I always think it's not just about the way they look, it's about the way they feel. And I can imagine this being almost like a triple drape design, you know, or even twisted torsade to give that indulgence. And the price that we're about to do will really facilitate an indulgent style of jewellery. A big look that you have here, 5 by 6, 3 by 1. That's your variety. We're straight to it at $57.95. And of course, again, don't forget that we can't go higher than $57.95 for the rest of this hour. We've got to keep plummeting. We've got to keep dropping as we proceed through the hour. That's the point of the avalanche. We have only 3 deals of this offer left. That's it, 3 left in the vaults. So if you do want to get that 3 deal offer, now is your time to do so. Congratulations if you've already bought from us today. You've paid your postage and packaging. Now you can add 3 meters of graded qualities of pearl colours. You've got your peach blossoms, you've got those gorgeous delicate dusky pinks, and then you've got your classic creams, all together for a rock bottom under £60. I mean, look at that for a torsade. Look at that. That is just stunning. A twisted style necklace is called a torsade, and you can see that would look magnificent, wouldn't it? Almost helter-skelter-like of colour. Beautiful. Okay, let's go to the next deal, and the next deal sits as Burmese sapphire. Well, this gemstone right now is literally not coming from mine. It can't come from mine because the mines are suspended. So the reality is to try and put this to it. What's going on? we've got here 33 carats of your very own elite Burmese quality. And I think it's interesting because the more you work with gemstones, the more you become understanding of their different locality opportunities. And I think, in fact, when you go to your local jewellers, or not even local jewellers, even your high-grade boutique jewellers. I mean, I went to a New York jewellers, probably the most well-known, and I asked about tanzanite. They didn't even know it was from Tanzania. So I think the principle is that I think sometimes I think actually sometimes jewellers don't give people enough nouns. No. I don't think they give them enough credit. I don't think that they give them enough information to make their own opinion of what quality is. They expect that the beauty, whether that be real beauty or not, because often is the case sapphires of this colour would be treated. And actually, I don't think that a lot of traders and retailers genuinely don't give enough people information.
No, they don't.
And I mean, have you ever walked into a jeweller shop where they give you factual information about where the location of your gemstones are? You can't walk in to a New York jeweller's who named tanzanite. Let's not forget that the New York jewellers that I went into, they named that gemstone, right? That they couldn't tell me where it was from. I think that that just shouldn't happen. Because actually, in reality, right, if I can tell you it's from Burma, I can then obviously give you the chance to make a decision on what is, for most of us in the trade, a world-leading location of magnificent quality sapphire. But if I said this was just sapphire, you've then got to make a decision on just one aspect. Do you like it? Is it pretty? Or is this actually something that you want as part of your legacy collection? Is this part of your new, unique opportunity to own something that really is becoming more and more finite? We're at, oh, hang on a minute, $99.95. You've got 33 carats of Burmese sapphire. Okay, I need to apologise. We've got a little graphical glitch. And your graphical glitch, and I'm going to make a huge apology about this, our graphical glitch, literally the computer, if we try and drop the price, which we were trying to do, right, there's a chance that actually the whole system will just go into meltdown, and that has happened just recently. We've had a number of times where the computer has had a bit of a moment with us. We're going to apologise, and we're just going to move on and just say we're really sorry. We know we're in the avalanche, but it's at $99.95, so I need to apologise that we can't fit that into the avalanche, but if we did, then it'd just all go horribly wrong, so I need to do a massive apology on that one. We're holding it at $99.95, so we'll just move straight on from that, and please accept our apologies. Right, let's go straight on to, right then. You've got here a 40 carat sky blue topaz. You don't get much clearer than that now, do you? If I take the blackboard away and if I just lift this up and I show you that, I mean, I don't know how closely you can get on camera too, but I tell you what, look at that. Wow. Oh my goodness me. That is pure open clarity. Now, magnification wise, Paul, my director, roughly what kind of a close-up do you reckon that is? What kind of magnification are we talking about there? About 20 times magnification? Okay, your jeweller's loop, your professional jeweller's loop, that they would investigate diamonds and grade diamonds on, 10 times magnification. This is double that. Double. We're taking you 2 times closer than your jeweller's loop would take you. 2 times. That's incredible quality. We've got nothing to hide. I tell you what, do us a favor. Oh, exactly. Look at that. Look at that close-up. Absolutely blindingly breathtaking. Open clarity. That is, I mean, if you think about it, that is a true delight for jewellery design to have that ingredient just ready to work with. That's surely going to give you something special.
Oh, but yeah, absolutely. And such a beautiful shape. It's a round, faceted round, so you can use it in all your kind of your beaded designs. You know, one of those on a head pin on that Takali chain that we did earlier.
Yes.
Just that is all you need. Just one of those as a pendant.
I mean, if you wanted to be really considerate with making your gems go up, it is of course November's birthstone, beg your pardon. So because it's November's birthstone, again, just go through this idea of I'm going to get 3 of those. You said let's take one. Okay, let's be we can be a little bit more indulgent. Yeah. Let's take 3 of those. Let's put it on a head pin so they can rotate round. Let's just put it on a simple chain. Maybe even like you could even do something simple as a cord or a satin or a thread, you know, if you wanted to keep it even more simple. You could do that with just 3 and you could get your money's back from maybe selling 2 or 3 of those, and the rest would just be your pure indulgence. I genuinely love this strand. You will get this strand home and you will do a skip and a dance around the kitchen when you see the quality for under £50. Absolutely spectacular qualities. And you know, if you want inspiring gemstones to really elevate your jewellery, if you want something that's going to make your jewellery show-stoppingly good, there you have it. You know, with some gorgeous, we've got some beautiful sterling silver jump rings coming up later on. Take a sterling silver jump ring, maybe even separate it, and your job's done, because the gemstone is going to work its socks off for you. $49.95. I think that is a total triumph. When you get that close and a camera is showing you literal open pure perfections of clarity, spectacular. We are going to your, is this Santa Maria? Ombre Santa Maria Aquamarine, the world's most hotly in demand aquamarine, a gemstone that quite simply sits as museum worthy now. This gemstone sits to the heart of the Smithsonian Museum. The Dom Pedro is one of the world's most respected and one of the most talked about aquamarines in the world. Where does it come from? Santa Maria, the ultimate gem source in Brazil. Within the Minas Gerais region, you are talking about the most magnificent, world-leading aquamarine tones. And Santa Maria is defined by its colour tone. You can get so many differentials of aquamarine, very light, very soft, very delicate, but actually Santa Maria, world class for depth, for richness, for much more of I would call it integral colour of your Santa Maria blues, much more of your aqua blues. All I can say is that I daren't even guess. Under £50 is your price tag. It's your Ombre Santa Maria Aquamarine graduated faceted rondelles, 3x2 to 5x3 in this fantastic fit. Look at that close up. If you said what gemstone was that, you wouldn't say aquamarine first, would you?
No, not
you
first,
would not
no.
say to me. You know your gemstones, Fleur. You know them inside out.
I would say, at a guess, that was a sapphire and aquamarine with maybe some topaz.
Exactly. You would not make an assumption it's Santa Maria. Okay, amazing. Straight on we go to a, whoa. Now, so far, you've had, you know, your smaller lengths, because these are world quality, you know, we've given you a smaller length. So let's do that now. Let's give you that small length. Let's give you the length that perhaps you would expect from this level of opal. Ooh, and that is awful, isn't it? I mean, when you're in a camera, when you've got a lens that is literally trying to filter away colour, it's trying to not show this colour, but look at how much colour you're actually seeing. I mean, that is testament to how good the opal is. But if I say to you that is the opal that doesn't stop in the normal traditional length of maybe 18 centimetres like we would expect, what about if I said it goes on, and it goes on, and it goes on, and on, and on, and I'm going to keep on going. Oh my life. Look at this. How do you fancy 40 centimetres. And we've got to go lower, we've got to. Granted, our computer system seems to be having a little bit of a moment and slightly rebellious of our avalanche, but you know, we'll keep going. And we are bringing you 5 chances left, 4 chances left now. We're dropping to 34.95. I mean, it is a talking point gemstone, isn't it?
Oh, definitely, yeah. It's next month's birth gemstone. It's
This
absolutely...
month?
This
October, isn't it now?
This month, yeah. Where's this year gone?
I know, it's scary.
But no, I mean, for me, that's a full necklace. Maybe with one of your beautiful pearls in the centre. And then just that as a full necklace look absolutely amazing.
Pure indulgence, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. There's 2 left and that's it. Surely this is going to be a sellout deal. There's no way that I would guarantee this price point again at $34.95. Spectacular, world-class quality. Let's go to... Ooh. Over 1.5 meters. That's literally my height. That is my height. Because your wingspan from finger to finger is your height, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah. So if you put your arms out like that, that's your height.
I'm not very tall anyway.
Isn't it? Did you know that that is your foot? So if you bend that to that is the size of your foot. Try it. No, you have to do that. So can you see how you're bending your... That's it. There you go. See, Leah? They're all trying it now. They're all trying it. Like, really? Look. Look.
Oh, yeah.
It is. See, Fleur is trying it. She's testing it. She's got her heel out. She's like, look, she's got her shoe. She's like, it is as well. Yeah. So that's your height.
Yeah.
That's your foot. That's your height.
That's my height.
That's your foot, and that's your height from your finger to your finger. So here you are. That's my height. It literally is as far as I can stretch, so I'm about 150 centimetres high.
You know, my mum measured me in a supermarket in the children's department, and I should be 12. 43.
I was just going to say, was that when you were 43? You should have been 12. Oh, no. That's actually quite sweet, though, isn't it?
I can't fit into 12-year-old clothes, though.
That's brilliant. You've got here 160 centimetres. All right, so I'm 160 centimetres high then. That's good to know, isn't it? My daughter, she's got an absolute thing. She's 3, and she's got an absolute thing about getting bigger now, getting tall and things like that, right? And the other day, so she keeps on going, Mummy, look, check my height. And so the other day she went, Mummy, stop. And I was like, you know, like you're in a hurry. What? So I was thinking it was going to be really important, like she needed a wee or something like that. Oh, no, Mummy, look. My ear, it's growing. Like that. Yeah, get this. Now we need to go and pick up the kids. Let's go. She's like that, but stop, Mummy. You must know about my ear. It is growing. You've got here 160 centimetres. 3 chances only that we have for you. These are your Baroque pearls. They're 10 by 8 in size. A real beautiful arrangement that you have of colours and styles and shape. I really love these. $29.95 is all you pay on this combination. Free phone number to dial at the bottom of the screen. Join us at JewelleryMaker.com if you if you would prefer. Spit it out, Vix. 2 chances left for $29.95. I really like the fact that you've got a really easy indulgence.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to be too stingy because you're getting 160 centimetres because you're essentially getting a lot for your money. I feel like you can be a little bit more elaborate, a little bit more giving.
Yeah, see, I would do a 3-strand necklace with this.
Yeah.
And I'd have a triple strand because it's knotted already for you.
Oh, it is pearl knotted. So would you leave it knotted?
No.
You'd knot it
I'd
yourself?
take it off because that's probably a cotton. And
I was just going to say, it looks like it might be a...
Yeah.
So you'd re-knot?
Yeah, definitely re-knot.
Anybody who fancy learning how to pearl knot? We were talking about this the other day. When's your next workshop? Because we looked and we couldn't find it.
So there was one last week.
Oh, that's why. We just must have missed it.
We're going to do it later on.
Oh, we're going to learn how to pearl knot? I genuinely didn't know that. You're going to think that I thought that. I genuinely didn't know that we were learning how to pearl knot. I promise you, I genuinely didn't know. I just walked in and kind of came to her, so I didn't have any. Oh, that's a bit of a bonus. But you do workshops, don't you?
I do too, yeah. Well, 3, I do the jadeite workshop, which is a different kind of knotting as well. But yeah, no, there will be one soon.
Okay, so keep an eye out.
There's 2 DVDs as well.
And you can check the website and things like that, because our workshops come through all the time, don't they? And we change them all the time. So if you do fancy doing any kind of pearl knotting, DVDs are available. You're going to learn tonight at night in the 9 o'clock hour. And obviously, if you fancy joining Fleur and joining us here at the workshops, then you can just keep watching our website, and of course we'll upload all of that information anon. Right, let's go to. Now then, hang on a minute. That doesn't go there. That needs to go there. Otherwise, we'll get mixed up. Turquoise at the moment is not a gemstone to mess around with in terms of price. I mean, it really isn't a gemstone to mess around with. I was just going to say, is this Tibetan? We should not be playing with the price of this gemstone at the moment. I mean, if the only thing you're going to mess around with is the price, then you price it up. You don't price it down. I mean, clearly, this is a gemstone you have to identify that is at the height of its desirability. I mean, you've got the Financial Times writing about it. You've got the Smithsonian writing about it. You've got Forbes writing. I mean, some of the most important people are writing about this gemstone at the moment based on its price. Not just its beauty, but based on its price that it's getting coverage. You know, the FT, the article that they brought out not that long ago was literally about how the price of turquoise is actually surpassing the price of diamonds when it comes to elevations. And I guess that's because of its availability or its lack of availability, especially when it's such a significant and I guess it's such a well-known gemstone. Visually, you don't look at this and start, oh, I wonder what it can be. You know instantly. You understand that this has got that amazing indicative quality of the cobwebs, or as they're called, the matrix, you know, that pattern and print that you have here, that really does make a turquoise personalised to you, individualised, thanks to its gorgeous artistry of nature's qualities sitting within both sides. I will just show you that these are double-sided. It depends on whether you wanted the dome formation or whether you like the idea of working with the flat. I know a lot of our designers give the fact that actually the cabochon is highly polished to the top, actually quite like working with the other side as well, to just almost get a matte finish to some of their designs. So you've got plenty of opportunity. There's no right, there's no wrong in Jewellery Maker. The good thing is that literally anything goes, because it's your jewellery, you make what you want to make, and you've got the chance to be able to make more than one piece of jewellery. You could be making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From this bundle, you get 6. So you could be making 6, but of course this is an assortment shape combination of cabochons. So we're actually basing it on carat weight. We're guaranteeing 142 carats. That means you could be getting 10 based on 14 carats, or you could be getting 6 based on the higher carat weight. So it literally could be any size of combination of cabochons that will guarantee within this bundle, and that makes it exciting as well, doesn't it? Because the more diversity of shapes that you have and sizes, the more unique that the jewellery's going to be. Yeah,
and especially some of our wire work designers, they love the challenge of different shaped cabochons as well, because some of those aren't perfectly oval, they're slightly, you know, more organic in their nature, and that then tells them what that design wants to be like. I mean, with turquoise as well, you can use any colour of your wires as well. It's beautiful. It's really going to work itself, isn't it? Work itself. Anybody who wants to know about these kind of designs, so you know, almost like off-centre shapes, we did a fantastic demonstration with Jem, and she was on with me a few days ago, so you can catch up on YouTube. Go to our Jewellery Maker YouTube, and you'll see it. It's myself and Jem on the evening shift, and she shows you how to find the right balance to encase stones that don't sit with, you know, whereas that's probably an even balance because it's obviously symmetrical. But this after, I think it was last Thursday we were on together, and she just explains how to get the right ratio so to sit without being on the, you know, a little bit wonky. Right then, let's go to
You want it. Sorry, Fleur is literally, she's mouthing to me, I want this. I want this. That is gorgeous. How many have we got? Fleur, you're not going to get it. I'm sorry, there's only 9. Now, this sold out on launch, so I guess one presumes that that's 9 maybe cards that didn't go through, that kind of thing. So you've literally got 9 available. If you do want to join us here, you've got 150 carats of clear quartz in your unicorn head. This is pretty spectacular. I mean, whether this is that, whether you're going to just use it as maybe a you know, paperweight, or whether you're going to have it as a decorative part of your you know, your jewelry designs, or whether you're going to use it as a piece of jewelry and start to work out it. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it?
It is. For me, I just like to be surrounded by these kind of things. So at home, I've got lots of like big geodes and raw gemstones. So this would sit in with those.
And quartz is a really good gemstone to have around, isn't it?
Very,
Because it's,
very nice
I don't
gemstone to
really
have
understand all about energies and things like that, but I know a lot of people have quartz around for that principle.
Yeah. Every watch needs a quartz. If it's got a quartz movement, it's got
time.
a lot of energy. If you believe in all that, then yeah. But it's just a nice thing to own.
Yeah.
You know, the carving on there. You know, that's craftsmanship in itself.
No, when you look at that detail, that's pretty impressive, isn't it? It almost looks like ice.
Yeah,
doesn't it? Like
yeah.
somebody's done some carved ice.
Yeah.
When I used to work on the ships, the guy who used to be our ice carver used to come on every week. So he used to just fly in, and I never found out where he used to fly in from, but he'd fly in just to do the ice carving and then fly back out again. Yeah. And every week you'd kind of go, wow. The only time he didn't fly in was when we were in Antarctica. And he, you know, I guess we had our own different kind of ice carvings, and that was basically massive icebergs. You've got 6 chances left, but there is that ice-like quality to this, and I think because it's not pure clear quartz, you know, it's got texturing. You know that it's genuine. You know that it's not a bit of glass. You can see that you've got almost nature's qualities sat into this. Absolutely fabulous. I mean, really quite spectacular. I quite like the fact, and this isn't me being rude, I like the fact it actually looks like a unicorn, because in some ways you can almost imagine somebody trying to create that, and it looks, you know, unicorn-esque, but not quite as successful as this one is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just mean it's really quite impressive to get that true quality of craftsmanship that's got the gorgeous, you know, the face formation you've got there, that lovely the corn, or whatever it's, horn, and then you've got the mane as well. Corn. It might be an ice cream cone, you never know. Have you met one to try it? Corn. Okay. Corn. What did you think I was saying? Corn. 24 pounds. I think it's just my accent. Carol, you've got yours. Laura, congratulations. Letitia, you've got yours. Philippa, Angela, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got about a dozen people who've put in their baskets for the final one. 1 and 1 of 1. So if you want that one, you've got to check out. Let's go to some gorgeous jadeite ovals, and we really are looking at well, textbook colours really of jadeite. There's a really interesting report on the GIA website. GIA is the Gemological Institute of America. Sorry if you already know it, but it's good for those who are watching for the first time. The GIA have done a report on essentially the beauty of jade. And it's interesting because at one point they actually write, there is very little chance that you will get a strand of jade because it is impossible to have jade that creates a perfect harmony. And I was like, when I read it, you know, when you read something, you go, they don't watch Jewellery Maker, they don't know what we do. Because, I mean, really, give or take maybe 1 or 2 that are perhaps a little bit darker in colour. You know, that one's a little bit darker in colour. But give or take, I mean, you really have got an incredible synergy of colour tone. You've got that wonderful apple freshness of quality. This is your Burmese jadeite in your ovals. They're 14 by 10 in size each. And you're looking here at a full 170 carats of one of the most sought after gems of the open gem trade market. Hong Kong Gem Fair was 3 weeks ago. Literally, it was the day the day of the tsunami, not the tsunami, the day of the big hurricane. That's when obviously there was a big, what's the word? Full-on weather storm came by, and that's when the Hong Kong Gem Fair was, because a number of the buyers that I know had to leave early because they knew it was about to happen. So that's about 3 weeks ago, I think I'm right in saying. But over in the Hong Kong Gem Fair 3 weeks ago, this gemstone was literally not there. It just was not there. Everybody was trying to trade in it, nobody had it, and that's why this is such a huge deal. It's because we do still have it. We do still have access to it. Granted, it's not as many as we'd like to have in terms of quantity available, but we still have it, and we still have it at a good price tag. 170 carats of your Burmese jadeite for just $19.95. Now, if you have got a phone in your hand today, don't forget it's a free phone number that you're dialing. We'll process your call as fast as we possibly can. If you'd prefer, you can join us at JewelleryMaker.com. We are doing everything we can on these price points. I mean, you can tell by bringing this level of luxury to under £20 that we're squeezing everything we can. I know a lot of you are asking obviously about the big deal that we have coming your way for the metallic pearls. Those are happening later on in the 9 o'clock hour, part of our big kit offer. Huge potential for those who are looking for elite jewellery, and that's coming your way. Your metallic pearls are coming your way. But before that, how about we bring you the luxury of, I guess, something that is for most people an imperative bringing together of luxury, and especially if you've got some of the heavier pearls. Say for example you've got those amazing larger metallic pearls, you know, the big nucleated ones. If you've got any of those, you need size of clasp to hold and to add balance. It really is about balance, and you've got the quality here of two magnificent, and they really are magnificent clasps. It's your duo of magnetic clasps, and it's a star buy. Now these are going to be seriously workable into your jewellery. I mean, if you think about how you want to finish off your jewellery, you want it to be elegant, you want it to be stylised, maybe quite sleek and simple, but also very practical. A clasp has to be practical. Above anything else, a clasp has to do a job. And I think that's where we've got to begin. You know, this clasp needs to hold the jewellery together, bracelet, necklace, whatever it is, it needs to do a job. And once you've got a job done, you can then add any manner of elegance, style, sophistication, sleek, contemporary, all of that, but above all it's got to do the job first. Now I want to show you that, but I don't know how readily that is because these are so strong, the magnetic clasps. If I take it in my fingers, and I'll just show you and see if it's, that gives you a sense of how strong the magnetic clasp is, because it really is. They are there to be together. And anybody who works with magnetic clasps, the first time you wear them, you are a little bit like, oh, is it going to work? Oh, is it? Right. After the first wear, you don't even think about it because you know that the job is being done beautifully. Especially, and I think especially without this style of magnetic clasp, if you have got a more laden piece of jewellery, whether it be wristwear or neckwear, if it's something dramatic, you know, the larger pearls that we did earlier on, if you had an itsy bitsy teeny weeny clasp, just a small lobster clasp, something like that, there's an imbalance there. It doesn't finish off the jewellery as it needs to, and you're not going to do your jewellery any justice. You certainly, if you're selling your jewellery, you're not going to command the right price tag because you're not finishing it off as it deserves. And that's what these clasps can do. They can finish with style. They can bring together the practicality of a job that needs to be done with an incredible elegance and style, a flair and a sophistication, because not only are you going to get your classic traditional round magnetic clasp, you're also going to get this wonderful heart-shaped magnetic clasp as well. And I do do think that this is such a pretty addition. You know that gorgeous heart-shaped chain that we did earlier on? You know,
nice.
if you wanted to just adapt that chain and you wanted to just give it a little bit more decorative finish, well, this is the one for you. This is the gorgeous heart shape. And again, look at the way that the magnetic clasp, look at the strength of this magnetic clasp. I mean, I'm holding it so far away, but that draw, that magnetic pull that there is to hold the clasp together is incredible, real quality. And you know what I love about this is that because there is a large surface area, you could actually put some initials on there.
Yeah, you could engrave them.
Engrave, maybe a date, maybe a birthday, perhaps it's going to be initials of, maybe you're going to make a wedding gift. You were talking about that gorgeous pearl necklace that you sold for £300 and it was to somebody for a bride for a piece of jewellery. Actually, wouldn't it be lovely if you could add the addition of the bride's initials on one side and the groom's initial on the other, but then it becomes a truly unique wedding gift that is truly personalised to them. And I think in some ways this kind of clasp truly can facilitate that type of opportunity, can't it?
Definitely.
You've got 2 clasps for one price, and they are, if you haven't had magnetic clasps before, they really are workable. Only thing I will say is that if you are working with magnetic clasps or selling your clasps, you must remind yourself that if you're selling to anybody, you need to make them aware that if they have a pacemaker, they need to check with their doctor to be able to use a magnetic clasp. Just to be practical about these things, we want to make sure that that they're right and you have that clarity. You've got here £12.95 for your combination of your solid sterling silver clasp in the round, and you've got a further luxury in your solid sterling silver in the heart shape. Congratulations to Midlothian, Northamptonshire, to Kent, to Essex, to Lincolnshire. I've got buyers who still haven't checked out, but I know if you're going to do it, you've got to do it now. We only started on this deal with 87, beg your pardon, and I have to say we don't have that quantity left. If you have bought from us at any point today, you've paid your postage and packaging and now you're adding to your order. It is a single P&P that you pay all day long, all day, all day, all day long, all day, all day. That was one of my little jingles that I suggested.
Was it?
Yeah, I thought that was quite a good one.
Go with it.
Didn't even go for it. They didn't even go for it. I'll keep on working on them. At some point they are going to be, like, they're going to go for one of them.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't even go for my opera one. No, like, I can't believe it. I keep on just going, I've got this idea. I've got this lovely jingle for you. And like, move on. Can you do us a voiceover, Vix? We don't want to hear you singing. We just want to hear your voice. Just get on. You've got here a fantastic deal. £12.95 is all you pay. Wendy, congratulations. Anne and Mary, Chrissy, Janet, Susan. Now, you know the chainmail, that's the word I was thinking of, the chainmail that you did earlier on, and finishing off with such a, I mean, it's such a magnificent chainmail. You know, would a magnetic clasp work within that?
Yeah, it would, yeah.
You can work with that.
Very, especially with when you have a nice chunky chainmail, you know, you've got that nice, beautiful spherical one there. That would be perfect.
Yeah, wouldn't it?
Really
and again,
would.
if you've put so much time and you've invested your energy into making something special, you kind of just want to make that final, almost like a full stop, isn't it? Making it the right piece of jewellery.
Like I said before, it's more accessible to people that maybe wouldn't have worn it before.
Yeah.
If they can wear a magnet, you know, it's it makes it more accessible.
Anybody who struggles with dexterity issues, and I have a family history of arthritis, quite severe arthritis, and so I've recently started to work out that actually that's where, you know, sometimes you get, can't get the feeling out of my fingers. I suddenly realised that's where it's coming from, and actually things like clasps and stuff like that become more and more difficult, more and more challenging. So in all honesty, you know, that's just making life easy, isn't it? So if you do want those, you can do that now. If you want to get another bundle of jump rings, we're going to bring you your silver plated mega bundle. Now essentially this is just jump ring paradise, isn't it?
It is.
Because this is essentially just another bundle of everything you need. And this is, for a lot of us, it is it is a combination that we know we can work with. Now you've got the larger jump rings here, which are the 7mm.
Yeah.
Now we didn't have those in the last bundle, did we? So if you want your 7mm, these are of the larger. Now tell me, because earlier on you said the 7mm for the last design probably wouldn't be quite as accommodating because it would be a little bit more loose.
Yeah.
Is there certain designs that fit more in keeping to different sizes of chainmail?
There's over 1,000 different chainmail weaves, and they all
There's
take
how
different,
many?
over 1,000.
Okay.
So there is lots of different chainmail weaves that some of them will work better with certain sizes. Some of them only work with one specific size.
Really?
On the bridal chainmail DVD, we use a lot of 7mm inner diameter jump rings because a lot of that is helm based. So it's that DVD in particular is perfect for the 7mm and other, you know, accompanying jump ring sizes. So yeah, it depends. Certain weaves will work in some, certain weaves won't work. Like the weave that we did, you can't do that in a 3mm inner diameter jump ring because it's too tight. It won't sort of like flex.
Yes.
It becomes too rigid. Whereas then, like you say, if you go to the 5 and the 7, it becomes a little bit looser. Depends on the look that you're looking for as well.
If you're just getting started into chainmail, and I don't know the answer to this, so is there a better size to work with? Like my head says, surely the bigger the jump ring, the easier it is to work with, but it's not actually, is it?
No, it's not. It depends. Certain weaves are better to start with than others. So, you know, a simple 1-in-1 can be done in any size jump ring that we sell at Jewellery Maker.
Okay.
And that is chainmail because you're linking jump ring to jump ring.
Yeah.
But if you take something like a Byzantine, which is where a lot of people start their journey, and then because there's over 40 different variants of Byzantine, that we only do that in a 4mm inner diameter jump ring with the Jewellery Maker jump rings. If you do it in the 5mm, it starts to become a little bit looser, but then you may want to start your journey with the one that we did earlier. Again, you know, you've got, it depends on which weave sort of like ignites that, that sort of like, oh, I want spark of, I'd like to have a go at that. And it could have been the butterfly one that I did earlier in the week.
Yeah.
It could have been this one. It could be the one that I do, you know, in a couple of weeks' time. You never know which one. So if you can get a bundle with lots of different sizes and constantly have lots of different sizes, then that's the best way to go. So when you see them is to buy them, because once you've used them, they're gone.
Yeah.
You need another 200 to make.
And what you don't want to do is get to a point where you haven't got enough to make what you're ready to finish.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just pure horrible to think that you've committed your time to something that you can't complete just based on the fact you haven't got the ingredients.
Or you want to, because you've got into the swing of making that specific weave, you want to have another lot of jump rings that size to make another one, because repetition of pattern is what helps you remember.
And often is the case, well, I know because I've got a couple of chainmail pieces, often is the case, I wear my chainmail and I get somebody asking me about, did you make it, can you make me one, all of those things. Now, I didn't make it actually in reality, but I reckon I could sell tenfold when I wear my jewellery. And so if you are making jewellery like this, you know, like the chainmail, I mean, you have to be prepared that somebody says, can you make me one? If you've got a bundle like this out there, yes, I can. Yes, I can make you one. And that's what you want to be able to do. And if you've got it's sat there for £11.95 ready to be made. You are getting here 200, am I right in saying that? 200 of each. Can I just get that right? Yep, 200 of the 7, 200 of the 5 and 200 of the 4, is that right? I believe that's right. Chrissy, you've got yours. Beverly, congratulations. Veronica. Beatrice is joining me in County Durham. Jacqueline's got hers in Merseyside. Buys in Wiltshire multi-buying. Congratulations to buys in Staffordshire and Surrey. £11.95 is all you're going to pay. You've got a combination of pure workable luxury. And if you are interested in learning a little bit more about chainmail and you want to start with this bundle, then there's plenty of ways for us to facilitate your knowledge, for us to support your journey. We have things like DVDs that you can purchase from us. We also have a YouTube site where if you go to JewelleryMaker.com in YouTube, you'll find lots of tutorials there. We also have the chance for you to watch live. You know, we've got the luxury of having our guest designers joining us on a day-to-day basis, and hopefully, you know, you'll be inspired with the technique there. So there's loads of ways for us to support. We've got a fantastic workshop that we do. When I say we, Fleur does. So if you do fancy learning, there's lots of ways for us to be able to part of your journey, whether that's just getting started or advancing. You know, I always think that just because you can do one part of it, actually it's nice to think that, right, I've nailed that, now where do I go? And we can facilitate that journey for you. So there's lots of ways for you to explore our support of this kind of opportunity, but you need to get the ingredients, don't you? You need to be working with what you're seeing here. 200 of each in the 7, 5 and 4 mil, and congratulations if you have got that rock bottom under £12 price tag. Now we have got for you probably one of the most luxurious kits of the year so far, one of the most indulgent kits, but certainly one of the most successful. No hesitation on this one. This is absolute Christmas perfection, but you're not giving the gift, you're making for yourself, because in my mind this is time to indulge yourself.
Jewellery Maker course gift vouchers are now available. You can choose from a bronze, silver or gold voucher. Each voucher is worth a different amount that entitles you to book towards a course of your choice. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
Our brand new Get Started with Jewellery Maker page has been created to provide help and guidance for jewellery making newbies. If you need design suggestions, hints and tips, or help with perfecting your jewellery designs, we're here to help. Head over to facebook.com/getstartedwithjm, where our talented in-house designers are happy to answer your jewellery making questions, offer inspiration and get you started in your jewellery making journey. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share. Did you know that when you book a Jewellery Maker workshop, you're given exclusive access to our Jewellery Maker shop? You can browse through special items and offers, be privy to selected discounts and deals that you can't get at any other time. Shop whilst you learn and grab yourself some amazing offers. For more information on workshops and available dates, contact our call centre.
Did you know no matter how many times you purchase with Jewellery Maker in the same day, you'll only be charged one fee of postage and packaging? Select our standard delivery for just $3.95, or if you'd like to receive your goods sooner, upgrade to our premium option for $5.95. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
At Jewellery Maker, we are always looking at ways to provide you with a fantastic shopping experience. With this in mind, we'd like to welcome you to our new pre-order option. Selected items throughout the day will be put on display and made available for pre-order. When the presenter informs you that the pre-order service is available on an item, this is your chance to pop it into your online basket or speak to one of our brilliant call centre team members and be one of the first to secure your purchase.
Welcome to Jewellery Maker. We are part of the Immediate Media family. Immediate Media is a fast-growing multimedia platform company who operates some of the most loved brands across the UK. Our brands range from our other shopping TV channel, The Sewing Quarter, to our very successful magazines, such as Simply Knitting, Molly Makes, and the Radio Times. We work incredibly hard to inspire you and bring you lots of exciting ideas and projects. So whatever your creative needs, you know that our crafting family will be there for you. Jewellery Maker. Create, wear, share.
Now I've got... I was going to say I've got pineapple stuck in my tooth now. I just had a lovely, a nice pot of pineapple and melon. Keep myself going. The healthy way.
Yeah.
I never had a biscuit. We have got for you a fantastic kit. This kit, it's probably, in my mind, it's probably the finest kit we've had all year in terms of...
Yeah, it is beautiful.
...of indulgence.
Yeah, it is. I've waited a long time for this kit to come to air. I've had the luxury of having these pearls in my possession for quite a while now, and they are absolutely stunning. They are truly beautiful.
And the price of this kit, I'm going to be really straight, the price of this kit bears no relevance to what we would normally identify the price of this one strand for. That's the bit I'm struggling with in some ways, because I'm a bit shocked, really, because you're getting, I mean, there is an intention with this kit, really. You can almost see where the kit team have really, their thought process has been. Yeah. And one presumes that actually from that intention you kind of are led in a certain way, aren't you? But this strand, I mean, if you're going to say the word metallic, if you're grading a pearl as metallic, I mean, you are talking the highest end. You're talking about the biggest and most sought after grading of a pearl. So if you're saying it, you have to do it. I mean, you can't overvalue the grading of this. You can't, you know, I always say, especially here with us, we like to undervalue to then over deliver. Yeah. And actually, in reality, you can't be anything other than saying that these are the best of metallic pearls we've probably ever had. And these are elite, because if I take you to the shape, you're talking way more round than normal, which again just makes me excited, because when we normally have metallic, we have perhaps a little bit more of the more, what's the word, naturalistic shapes, which is great, and actually I really like those, they really work for me, but we still have a demand within the trade that rounds still work. You know, the trade almost is split black to white in terms of some really want the round tradition, some really want the more natural formations. There's not really a middle ground really at the moment, but here you have got that near round perfection. And if you were to sell one, and this is where I've got to break down, because I know you're going to show us how to pearl knot, which actually you're going to then show us how to have these all together. But if you were to take one of these pearls to place it into a piece of jewellery, I genuinely would say, if you went to your boutique jewellers with one of those on a really beautiful, simple, stylised, maybe that lovely, gorgeous Tocale chain of some description, you took one of those, I reckon the price tag is 3 figures. For the level of quality that I mean, Neil, take you as close as she can on camera too, because there's nothing to hide. Genuinely, simply nothing to hide to the grade of these pearls. I mean, we've never done metallic pearls of this grading.
I've worked with pearls for a long time, many years, and never. There's one pearl that I've always wanted to own, and in all the thousands of pearls I've ever seen, there's only one pearl on this strand that actually looks like it, and it's called a Cortez pearl. And it's from the rainbow-lipped oyster. And if you look at this pearl has got everything that a metallic pearl would ever want. So you can see, you see you've got the full rainbow.
What?
of a Cortez, and it's not a Cortez pearl, obviously, because they can only come from the Sea of Cortez. But this is as near that you're going to get.
I've never seen anything like that before.
So you can see the one next to it as well radiates from the colour that's coming from that one as well. So you're only 1 in 1,000 pearls is metallic, naturally metallic. So it's you're looking at a long time to even get one strand of these pearls together. If I just bring this one in as well, so this one, again, you've still got that same metallic.
You can tell you've had this strand for a while because you have literally, you know each one of those pearls.
Oh, they become your best friends. They just, look at this one.
Look, you've even got, even on the lighter tones, you've got rainbow colours coming through there.
And this natural rippling, this is not a skin imperfection. This is a natural rippling that only comes with your metallic pearls. And, you know, they are just, I mean, take you back to that one there. That pearl by itself is just the most amazing pearl I think I've ever seen.
Oh
it
my
really is.
gosh.
And you've got another one that's just there. And when you put them together, and they're gently graduated as well, so you've got a very, very large pearl right in the middle there.
I mean,
absolutely beautiful.
My head is just now going, right, what's the price of each pearl? How much are you going to price each one? Because you're not selling them in trade together. I mean, you do not sell. Oh, gosh, look at that one there. I've got my...
Yeah.
Right. I genuinely, I want you to think, I'm going to show you this one here. And if I show you this one here, what price tag would you expect to pay for a singular pearl that looks like this? What price tag are you going to... Look at the rainbow colour. That is ridiculous.
But you can also see the reflection of the desk, which is a really highly metallic pearl.
Yeah.
So you can actually see a reflection, even a reflection from a ripple pearl.
You can actually see, look, you can see, there's my hand. If I take my hand away, look at that. You can actually see the reflection of my hand in the pearl. That's the ratio of reflective quality that there is. This is spectacular. Can I say now, right, I have just over 50 in the vault. That's it of this kit. 50 full stop. Now I need to give some perspective. This strand has never been seen like this before, right? This is a very special, unique opportunity. I think it is fair to say that I believe that this is probably the only time you're going to see this kind of kit, this level of opportunity that we can bring you here. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody on a very well-known website, they're selling just 3 of these the metallic pearls. I can't tell you the grading of them because obviously I'm not looking at what Becky's looking at. But what I can say to you is that she's saying that she's looking on a very well-known website. 3 of these are selling for around £50. But you don't know the grading of those. That's the thing, is that with us, you've got some kind of guarantee. You know, we can give you a certificate of authenticity, which I think, again, with this level of quality, personally, I always like to have a certificate. It's just my preference. I like to have proof of purchase in terms of the qualities. I see this as legacy. I see this as heritage jewellery, so therefore I want to know what it is that I'm passing down. So with that in mind, 25 pence, you can have that certificate of authenticity that comes with your purchase. You've got here a very serious treat coming your way, because to top off this kit, and to be honest, for me, this kit is probably... It just needs to be this strand. This is it. I've got less than 50 in baskets, and that's less than 50 available. That's because people have already started to put into their baskets. I've already got people allocating on this, but I've got people putting into their baskets. You've got to check out on this one. I think this is going to be a sellout kit. I think this might be the first and only time that you see this kit and this opportunity for this grade. I've never seen pearls do that kind of mirror reflection of intense quality.
Yeah, very few molluscs can actually produce that. And not only that, I mean, these pearls have been lovingly looked after from even when they've been taken out of the mollusk, because natural metallic pearls have to be air dried. They're not kiln dried, so they're not dried fast. That as soon as you put them in a kiln, you kill a lot of the iridescence. So these have been left to naturally air dry, which can take weeks for them to dry through. They've been born from water. They've been submersed in water. It takes a long time to dry.
Well, interestingly enough, when I was talking to my Bond Street pearl dealer, who had just come back from Australia, and they own a pearl farm in South, the amazing South Sea pearls, and he'd just come back, and I said, so when will you start to see those pearls coming into the market? And he looked at me, and he took a deep breath, and he went, well, we won't. And I went, well, what do you mean? He said, well, I won't see that for another. And I was like, but I thought they came to market a bit like with gemstones. You trade with gemstones straight away, not with pearls. No. And I didn't realise that. I genuinely didn't realise there was that kind of that length of time.
About 3 years. About 3 years they'll come to harvest. But then a lot of top farmers, they don't even go to auction. They're blind bought with blank cheques.
Well, he said that these days, with many of the larger South Sea pearls of this kind of significance, they literally have already been given the money for pearls that don't even exist.
Yeah, that's true.
There are so many traders out there who are desperate for this level of quality. Yeah. And we're not talking a strand, we're talking one, that they will literally put their price down. They will just, it's a bit like with opal. Opal in Australia at the moment, traders are literally offering money for gemstones that have not even been found. Yeah. So that's the principle of this gemstone and beyond. We have to identify that this is not going to be your traditional deal. This is not going to be your traditional availability of I mean, if I wasn't sat here right now, I would be purchasing this because I've never experienced pearls like this before. I've never seen. I will be speaking, and I know I'm meeting up with our pearl dealer on Sunday, I believe it is. So, I mean, this is somewhere else. This is another level altogether. You've got yourself impact at the highest offer, at the highest grading. I mean, you would take each one of those and let them be an elevated centerpiece to a piece of jewellery. I mean, you can, of course, bring them all together in one extraordinary design or leave it on its own. Let me just remind you what else you're getting in this kit, because, I mean, I guess our attention is very heavily on the pearls, but you are going to get on top of that a magnetic clasp. Now, this is a sterling silver. Are you getting 2 magnetic clasps?
Yeah.
You are going to get both. Well, on top of the pearls, and you're going to get 2 magnetic clasps. What? For the price tag that but the price that you're saying, so Becky, my producer, is telling me a price tag right now, and she's saying that the price that she's going to take us to is lower than the price of the strand on its own. So the price that we're about to get this kit for, now let me get my head around this because this absolutely makes no sense. We're about to take us lower than the price of the strand if we were selling the strand on its own. We're going lower, and we're going to add in 2 magnetic clasps, and we're going to give some natural silk. And you're getting, what, 2 meters of natural silk?
Yep.
And we're going to go lower. Yeah, you can tell I'm getting a little bit like kind of frustrated and a little bit shocked because I get really northern. We're going lower in price than the price of the strand on its own. If you watch it for the very first time, I know that does not make sense. I totally get the fact that does not make any sense. That's got to be a sellout tonight. I mean, I have no hesitation. If this doesn't sell out, I am on the blower as soon as we come off, and I'm buying this. I want this. I want this. And actually, part of me just goes, when you get a kit like this, your head spins because you kind of want to go, all right, I'm just going to leave that. I'm just going to let that one be because the quality of those pearls, you want to do justice, don't you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, this kind of kit really excites me, and I'm one of those jewellery designers that I actually want to do it first. I made this kit first. I just wanted to take them off that strand. I wanted to feel them because pearls don't like being in plastic bags. They want to be held. They like the oils in your hands.
But they're reactionary, aren't they?
Yeah, they're very reactionary, especially metallic as well. And I knew straight away the fact that we had 2 magnetic clasps and I had such an amazing strand of pearls that were like some things you might never see again in your lifetime, this calibre of pearl. I wanted to do a piece of jewellery that I could facilitate necklaces and bracelets together. So the piece that I made, the centre section is actually a standalone bracelet by itself.
So this is what I'm wearing now. And I am wearing this, and I've worn it all evening long. We've had so many lovely messages about it. But it's actually not just a necklace, because actually what you have here, and sorry if it catches on my microphone, but you can see here, you've got clasp number 1 here, but you also have clasp number 2 here. So you can take off as you want, whether you want it to be bracelet or whether you want it to be neckline.
So there's a 7-inch bracelet in the middle, so the centre section is 7 inches. So that the bit that you can see there is the back piece. So if you did want to have
rotate this round,
if you had different two, if you got another 2 magnetic clasps the same, you could, if you wanted to, put something like a chain. So you'd have a chain at the back and then these at the front. So that section there is a standalone bracelet by itself.
Wow. And look at the price tag. I mean, just look at that. Can I just say the price of this strand on its own, in my mind, is over £100. Actually, according to our system, we are lower than the price of this strand on its own, and we're adding in 2 magnetic clasps, and you're getting natural silk.
Everything you need.
Crikey, that is good. Sammy has just got in touch. She says, my instant reaction to the first showing of those pearls was, wow, never seen anything so beautiful. And that's from our lovely Sammy. Bless you, Sammy.
You won't see anything like this, Sammy. Honestly, these are another level. These are another level of metallic pearls that I've never seen in years and years of working with pearls. And
well, I mean, pearls. I'm thinking like, oh, I've worked with pearls for 14 years now, nothing like it, literally nothing. And I mean, I feel quite infantile in the sense that I'm just got, wow, I feel like I'm just being a bit bleh. But really, that's where I am with them. I'm looking at them just going, wow, I've never seen anything like this before. And my price bracket in this grade of pearl, I'm triple figures and then some. I'm well into that triple. So that price tag, I've got single quantity figures left. £84.95 is all you're going to pay on what is a spectacular opportunity. And all I can say is that I think it's fair to say that this is going to be a sellout. If it's not, if even you leave me one of these kits, then that kit would be absolutely well received by myself. I would be very happy with that. Right, you are going to show us what, my lovely lady?
So I'm going to show you how to actually knot these together, but instead of using the French wire that I've used on the actual piece that Vicky's wearing, I'm going to use some wire guardians because I know that we've got these coming up in a minute.
Okay.
So what we essentially need to do to start with is we need to condition our silk, okay? So the silk that we've got is a number 6 card, which means the smallest pearl that we should be able to use with this is a 6mm and under, but it's a 0.7, and these pearls go perfectly onto this kind of strand of silk. So what we need to do is we need to unhook the needle and take this completely, so we take all 2 meters off of the card. Now this is beautiful natural silk. It still has that same stretch, it still has that same sort of like personality that your silk blouses and your silk you know, clothes were made out of. So silk is a natural fibre. Pearls like this deserve something that's equally as luxurious, and silk is the most luxurious element that you can knot these pearls onto. So we take all 2 meters off of our card, and as you can see, it's quite creased as it's come off the card, because when it's wound on in the factory, then it stayed like that. So you need to try and get some of these creases out. There's a couple of ways that you can get them out. You can either iron it on a very, very cool heat with a damp tea towel over the top and just pull that through where the iron would just take out these creases.
Yeah.
You can submerge this into water and then stretch it. But what we're going to do here now is we're just going to go along and we're stretching it. And we're doing 2 things when we're stretching it. We're trying to take a lot of the stretch out, because pearls of this weight will need to be restrung every year. They're quite heavy pearls, so they will start to gap after about a year of wearing. When you're keeping your pearls at home, always pop them in a box, keep them flat. Don't let the weight of the pearls naturally stretch this silk as it goes. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for any abnormalities onto this silk, because if this has got any sort of little nicks or any sort of abnormality on there that doesn't make it strong and it snaps, I've got to start again. So we always need about double the length of silk for the amount of for the necklace or the bracelet that we're doing. So if we're doing an 18-inch necklace, we need 36 inches of silk. Now when I'm just stretching this silk, the only part I don't stretch is the bit that's by the needle, because this is the most vulnerable part here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that all the way onto my right side, so that's out of the way, and I'm going to take just a little sterling silver 3mm bead. Now traditionally you go through your first and last pearl twice, but to ream a pearl through can take quite a long time. So by using a bead like this, it really just helps facilitate a better start and end to your piece.
Finish,
and also as well, you're adding more value because it's sterling silver if you've got the sterling silver ones.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that onto my silk. And then I'm going to use what we call a little wire guardian. So they look like these little horseshoes, these little headphones, okay? Now, these are fabulous. These are what you would see in the industry, in your high street jewellers, people using the wire guardians and the culottes and things like that. The other way you can finish, like I said, is with your French wire. If you've never tried pearl knotting before, these are very, very easy to use. And what they essentially are is they have two little holes on either side and then a gully for the actual silk to go through. The most vulnerable part of your piece of pearl knotted jewellery is where the silk meets the finding. So by popping a little piece of sterling silver in between, you're going to reduce the risk of this silk breaking at the finding.
It almost acts as a protector, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So it guards from the actual finding itself. So I'm going to bring this all the way down to nearly the end of my piece of silk. So you can see I've not got very much silk left over there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my magnetic clasp and I'm going to just pop that over the end of my wire guardian. And then with my needle, I have to go back through and follow that gully round, but also go through the loop of the clasp as well. So I'm just going to take the needle, which makes it so much easier when you have a needle attached like this.
Yes, isn't it?
So all the way through and down the other side of that little wire guardian. And if I just do that, if you want to...
Yeah, we have got these wire guardians just here. Is this the guardians here? Yes. So we've got the info here. It's a pack of 20 that you have. They're classified as sterling silver wire end tips, but they're often known as guardians. Yeah. And you've got here your 1.1 mil hole. So I'll just rotate that round so you can see there, which is exactly what you're using. So essentially perfect for your silk thread, etc. You've got 20 in this pack. So you actually only need 2 for each piece of jewellery, really, for the start and the finish of the jewellery that you're designing. And you've got all of this 20 pack for one price tag, and that price tag is just £4.95, sterling silver wire end tips. Not silver plated for less than £5, but solid sterling silver. If you do want to make the most of these deals, then of course don't forget you can get a hold of them as while stocks last by picking up the phone or joining us on the web. If you've already got the deal of those amazing pearls with the magnetic clasp and the gorgeous silk that we brought to you, of course I can tell you now you've paid your postage and packaging. Now you can add to your order. One postage and packaging for the whole day, so £4.95 is already paid for that pack of 20. So we've facilitated the horseshoe, as it would be.
Yeah, and I've just knotted mine completely up.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just tell you that you go back through that metal seed bead in the same direction. So what will happen is this will horseshoe around. Yeah. But mine's just loving the fact that it's on live TV and it's just spun around as it goes. So what I'll do is I'll show you how to start knotting, and then I'll go back and I'll make all this nice and pretty. So what I'll do, when it gets like that, try not to pull the silk too much. Just start again, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to waste your silk. You don't want to put any stress on the silk either. So I'm just going to take that all the way off there and just see if we can, we'll rectify that at the end. Let me just take that. And it's now decided to get in a real knot. Always happens, doesn't it?
It's quite good though, because when it happens at home, at least you know it's not just happening to you. No. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but actually sometimes it's quite nice to know that when those moments happen that, you know, don't worry, you can get out of it. You don't need to panic about it.
No, not at all.
There we go.
You don't need to panic. What I'm going to do though is I'm just going to ignore that bit there. Okay. You can just stay there because you've been naughty. You've gone on the naughty step. So anyway, the pearl knotting itself is very, very, it's a repetition, it's constant repetition of a knot. And the way that we form that knot is we're going to pop our first pearl onto our silk. Now, because these are perfectly graduated, then the design sort of like lends itself to stay in that graduated look. And I'm just going to cut that off there just so I can it's not going to get in the way of anything. And just tie a knot. So we'll just imagine that we've got a finding on there. So I'm going to use my knotting awl, which is my preferred way of knotting when I'm using these kind of pearls. So you can use your knotting awl, you can use your tweezers. Anything that's got a nice smooth surface you can use as a knotting awl, so something like a darning pin, a macrame T-pin, nothing that's serrated, so nothing like a bead reamer that will actually cut through your silk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the pearl in the palm of my hand, I'm going to bring the silk all the way around to the top, and can you see how it's crossing over just on the top of my index finger? Keep my thumb on top of that cross. Now my working strand is at the back of my hand towards my wrist. What I'm going to do is take that working strand through the loop from the back of the wrist to my fingertips, bring that all the way through, and I now have an overhand knot that has the loop at the bottom and the cross at the top. So you can see there that my cross there, my loop here. Now you have to keep this formation all the way through exactly the same. If not, your knots will start to undulate. And I'm now going to tighten this knot around my knotting awl. So just bring that pearl this way around, and I'm going to tighten that as far as it will go. Now this pearl's still not tight at all, it's quite loose, which means that the knot will be loose, or there will be a gap in between. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually using quite a bit of force, you can see there, just to ratchet that around. And can you see now how it's a little bit more tighter? So
is that because the silk needs working, or is it just that you need to just tighten it?
You need to tighten it. So the knot formation has to stay next to the static pearl, so we class this as a static pearl because this is where the clasp would be here. Yeah. The next pearl that we're going to use is what we call a pusher pearl.
A what, sorry?
A pusher pearl. So this is going to actually push the knot together.
Okay.
So again, I'm just going to pop that all the way down and let that meet on the other side of the knotting awl. So I've now got both my pearls together with my knotting awl still in place. Okay, this pearl is loose, the knot has to stay close to this one. So the aim of the game is to keep these completely together. Yeah. We don't want any gap between the knot and the actual pearl. So we need to keep these knots as close to and snug to these next pearls as possible. Yeah. I'm going to put my hands over both of those pearls just to stabilise them, take my knotting awl out, pop it to one side. Now can you see if I just pull this pusher pearl away, that knot is still close to this static pearl. Yeah. So this is my static pearl. What I need to do now is put the silk over my last 3 fingers. Using my thumb and my first finger from each hand, I need to push both of these pearls together so there is no gap at all. If you leave a gap, the knot will form in the gap. Okay, we don't want any gap at all, so I'm going to push those pearls together, and can you just see I'm just eking that silk through. That now has grabbed as a knot, so I can now push that pusher pearl down, and there I've got my first knot in place with no gap at all.
Wow.
Okay,
yeah,
so again, pearls in the palm of your hand, bring your silk all the way around your hand, make the cross at the top, thumb over just to secure that. Bring the silk from the back of the wrist to the front of your fingers, lay that down on your board. Now the reason why we do such a big overhand knot is because we don't want it to get caught on anything, because if it gets caught and the knot forms too quickly, then you will never get a knot out of silk. It's very, very difficult, and if you do, you could damage the silk and make it weak. So again, bring that close. It's still not tight, it's very, very loose. So I'm going to ratchet that around, make that nice and tight. Go right to the very end again to where my needle is, take my next pearl, pop the next pearl in place. Now if for any reason your pearls won't go onto your silk, it may be that there's just a little bit of pearl dust in the middle, so just you can use a little reamer there, or just, you know, a head pin, just to try and get that little pearl dust through, because they should all go on quite nicely. So I've now got my next pearl in place.
Does your pusher pearl turn into a static pearl once you've got it locked in?
Yeah, okay. So that one would be my next static pearl when the knot comes here. Yeah. So again, silk over my last 3 fingers, push those 2 pearls together, make sure there's no gap at all, push that together, and then give that a final push. Now with that little bit of silk that was being naughty earlier, I can quickly show you how a knot actually forms, because when you understand how a knot forms, you understand why it's very important to not have any gap between those pearls. So if I just cut that bit off there. So when you do an overhand knot, which is what essentially we're doing. We're doing a nice overhand knot. Okay, so if we say that this part here is a static pearl, so this section here, and this section is my pusher pearl, if I just pull that silk, it will travel up. You see it's travelling away from here. Whereas if I actually make that knot a little bit wider again and push the distance between them away, yeah, so if I push that away, can you see that I can actually tell that knot where it's going to form?
Yeah.
So I'm being a lot more precise with where I want that knot to form.
You're almost controlling it, aren't you?
Yeah, so you control where it actually goes. If not, your knot will just come away from the pearl that you want it to stay next to. So you can see now I've got my next pearl in place there. So you've got no gaps at all. And the way that you know that your pearl pieces need restringing is that you'll start to see gaps, because this will, like we said, naturally stretch over time because it's a natural silk. And once you get going, it will probably take you about an hour to knot a necklace. Once you've done a few necklaces, it doesn't take long to actually knot them.
And is this a traditional
Yes.
way to knot pearls?
So the knotting awl is the most traditional way of knotting pearls. The tweezers were second, but the knotting awl is the most traditional way. It's the way that I was taught a long, long time ago. Tweezers are brilliant, but they can, if you slide the tweezer down the silk too much, you can actually shred the silk and split it, which is very good. But again, there's lots of different ways. There's lots of knotting tools on the market. There's on my second pearl knotting DVD, I actually show you how to use 2 strands of silk as well, and there's no tools at all needed for that technique. So there's lots of techniques out there and there's lots of tools out there, which means that if one doesn't work for you, don't give up on the medium. You know, try another tool. But you can see just how beautiful and how that pulls and how the movement that comes from a pearl knotted piece, when it's knotted, it actually moves, and you don't need very much movement from the pearls, just from your body to catch that orient of that pearl and to get that metallic luster coming through. But like I say, these pearls are just absolutely second to none. They really, really are. They are absolutely amazing.
And there are some contemporary knotting tools, aren't there? I think we've got a knotting tool available. So if you know, in terms of the knotting tool, which one is it, guys? Which knotting tool have we got in stock? The Beadsmith knotting tool.
Is it called an easy knotter? Yeah, so that's the small one that you use your thumb to push the little little pusher up. It's about so big. It's got a little point needle on there, so you actually form around that. So it's quite versatile. You know, you don't need a board to actually use that with. It's you know, it's a self-contained knotting tool, if you like. I think we do have there's a VT on the website, I think, under the tutorial section of how to use it as well. But like I say, you know, what works for one person might not work for another, so give it a go. You know, if you find that this, through dexterity problems, you know, is not a way for knotting pearls for you, then try that one as well, because there's more than one road to Rome.
Yeah, the interesting thing is that they all do the same job, but they just do it in a different way.
They do. So they all form a knot different, the same. Depending, some knotting machines form a knot vertically, some knotting machines form a knot horizontally, which means you get a different look. So you can see with this one, this is this is like a horizontal knot, the way that it's formed, because the cross is at the top, loops at the bottom.
Almost forming straight across, isn't it?
So you can see an actual physical knot there. When you're using a double-stranded technique, the knot's completely different, and it's almost like an invisible knot.
If you do want the knotting tool, sorry, our graphics won't show it. However, we can give you the code for that knotting tool, just so that you've got the option. And the code for the knotting tool is what, Becky? Pardon? L, Lima, Papa, Bravo, Daddy, 72. Honestly, my husband has been an air traffic controller for 20 years probably now, maybe even longer.
Does he say Daddy instead of Delta?
No, he just literally just rolls his eyes at me every time I try and do any kind of phonetic, I am just rubbish. You know, when you're on the telephone and sometimes you have to spell out your postcode, I genuinely, and I sometimes accidentally use like naughty words because I just can't, you know, I just, because I get so flustered. Romeo, I get all like, oh, really? And I know it. Like, if I have to say it now, alpha, beta, I could do all of that, right? Now, get so stuck. Just funny, isn't it? It's the pressure. Now, there is a pearl knotting DVD available. This is Romeo, Victor, Tango, Yankee, 72. See, did that one. It's your DVD too. What's the difference between edition 1 and edition 2?
So they're standalone DVDs. You don't need one to be able to do number 2 DVD. They have different techniques on there. So this one has your double-stranded pearl knotting on there.
That's what you were just saying, yeah.
We use things like our stations within there. So we do a station, tin cup station necklace. We do a 3-strand necklace. We do necklaces with added elements in. So a little bit like the one that you wear in there. So how you would start and stop a piece to have either another clasp in there or another, you know, a big sterling silver element in there as well. So it's a really, really great one. But like I say, you don't need the first edition to be able to
use the
name of this one is a bit of a bone of contention with me, because I wanted The Journey Continues, like The Hobbit.
Oh.
And I had it all written down, and when it came to where it said
edition 2,
I was like, why does it say edition 2? I wanted it to be The Journey Continues, but no, not allowed.
We'll make it happen. Next time we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
We can, perhaps what we could have done is Tipp-X'd it out and then just done what we felt like was right. You know, that's what we should have done. £4.95 is already paid for your Pearl Knotting Edition 2 DVD. Okay, it's actually not called Edition 2. It's
The Journey Continues.
Nice. If you would like to get that and perhaps continue your journey of pearl knotting, then you can do so now. And at the bottom of the screen is your Beadsmith Easy Bead Knotting Tool, which is available online, which is LPBD72. Lima, Papa, Bravo, Daddy, 72. What is it? Delta. Right, if you would like to join us and get either of those, now is the chance to be able to do so. Free phone number that you're dialing, or you can join us on the web at JewelleryMaker.com. So you're just continuing.
So I've just knotted quite a few there.
Yeah, you have.
Just to show you just how they, just how they actually pull together. You can see that why you would actually knot them. They're not static at all. They're just so beautiful. And if this ever was to break as a necklace or a bracelet, you would only ever, one pearl will fall off, if you like, and hopefully you see that when it does fall off. But
yeah, that size, you're hoping that you'll find it.
Yeah, it'll. You'll probably hear it because they are very, very heavy. But no, while you're doing the gold entities, I'm just going to pop one of the wire guardians on just so that I can redeem myself.
You don't need to redeem yourself. You've showed us great technique there. We have got. Oh yes, let's do the gold colouring because actually that's quite handy. Where you've shown us how to use the silver finish, but if you want the gold finish, now these are in brass and they're the gold coloured wire end tips. These are 0.5. The other ones were a different gauge as well, weren't they?
Yeah.
Let me show you these ones. These are a bigger gauge. Oh, hello there. See if I can just get one in my tweezers to show you the gauge, which is quite important. See that there? You can see you've much lighter. So if you are wanting to use these on bigger, thicker gauges of thread, then they would accommodate. So these are 0.5mm, and you're getting 50. All right, you're getting 50 for £1. You're getting that's 25 pieces of jewellery that you could be facilitating and finishing and adding detail to. 25 pieces of jewellery, if it's say a bracelet or a bangle or a neckline piece, you're looking at £1 for that combination, £1 for 50 of your very special gold coloured brass wire end tips. These are yours for the taking. And again, you know, the thing is if you've bought from us once, twice, 20 times today, this is just an add it to your order for £1.
Definitely.
You know, you may as well make the most of them while, and you might think, oh, Vix, I've got a couple left. If you've got a couple left, then for £1, this is a perfect add it to your order, isn't it? Please do make sure that you make the most of these offers while we have them. Stay there on the lines, and again, make the most of these chances while we have them. You can, of course, do your price research. We're happy for us to offer you a 30-day money-back guarantee on everything that we bring you, and within that 30 days, it gives you the chance to do what you need to do. Price researching against £1 is quite difficult, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, there's not many places that do £1 in many of your hobby and crafting shops these days, do they? I can't think of many things that, unless it's a bargain bin.
I was going to say, I don't think I don't think you could buy a stick of kids glue for £1.
No, you can't.
You know, the PVA glue.
No, you definitely can't.
You can't buy that, can you, for £1?
There you go. You've got that fantastic deal. That is just £1. Get really busy this evening, so please, if you find yourself holding on those lines, just be patient with us. You are answered as fast as we possibly can. A fantastic call centre that you get through to, literally just down the road from us. We're not talking in another country or anything like that. Literally a call centre just down the road. Fantastic team. I know them very well, so they'll do their very, very best to give you everything they can in terms of customer service. Free phone number that you're dialing. So if you are holding on the lines, it is busy tonight, so we will process your call as fast as you can. You're merely investing your time, not your money, on those phone lines. £1 only, just £1. Do you want to show, or are we? Can I carry on?
I've redeemed myself.
You have redeemed. Okay, so what are you? Is this the finishing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
do you know, I think it's because I've got a cold. I think that's what it is. I'm going to blame the cold. Blaming the cold on everything. Right, so all I'm going to just quickly show you is how this actually then attaches together. So exactly the same as what I did before. So go through your metal seed bead, up through the horseshoe, back down the other, back through the metal seed bead. And when I bring that together, you can see there how you've got a perfect ending, and all I'm going to do is just give that little squeeze together so it's a little bit more streamlined, and then you've got a perfect ending for your,
that looks
for your class.
Really professional.
Very, very professional. And then all you would do is take your both ends, tie a knot, and then that's where your first pearl, so you tie a double overhand knot, and then you would start your pearl knotting so that you've then all completely integrated together.
How do you hide the other part of the thread? So
all you would do is take your a glue. Never use a glue that's super, because that will actually rot through the silk. So a glue that's perfect for jewellery, hypercement, when we've got this on the website, it's absolutely perfect to your E6000.
Okay.
The very first knot I always cover with a crimp cover as well, because what happens when you cut silk is you get a little tiny halo of silk around. So pop a little bit of glue onto there, let that dry completely before you try and cut this tail end off, because what will happen when you try and cut a knot that's got glue on it that's wet is it swells it open and it will all come apart. So let it go and cure, and then you can cut that off at the end.
Do you do that part, then wait, then get on?
Yes.
Or do you wait? Can you do all the knotting and then come back? Which way would you do it?
I would be very careful not to get any wet glue onto one of those beautiful pearls. So let that dry for 10-15 minutes. It'll be dried, and then you can cut that little end off and then start your knotting, and then exactly the same on the other end.
So sorry, forgive me. I'm going to ask another question. But so I do the glue. I wait 10-15 minutes. Yep. I then cut this bit off, then I put the crimp bead cover over.
Yep,
Is that what you said?
Yeah, you can do that. Or you can put the crimp bead cover over at the end.
All right,
it's entirely up to you.
Right, but that's where I need to give that little bit of time before I then go on to my pearl knotting.
That's it, yeah, and then you can start your pearl knotting, and just be careful that nothing knots up, and that you've got enough silk to actually finish the actual piece that you're working with.
And then, when you come to the end, you repeat the exact same principles.
Same. Yeah, so you don't knot the last pearl in place, you keep the last pearl off, pop that on, and then go on to this section here, and then that very last knot will be between your metal seed bead and your first pearl.
Yes, I was working that one out. I was following your train of thought there, and I was like, yes, got that one. And then do I knot that off in the same way with the double knot?
So what happens when you get to the very end is silk is twined on like a double, if you like. So what you need to do is you need to unravel your silk. So just unravel it, and you can see that it goes straight into 2 sections. Lift it up, and this won't actually untwine very quickly because it's got no weight of them onto there. Unravel it for a little bit, so a couple of inches, and then you've got 2 elements then that you could do your overhand knots with again. So you're back to doing your overhand knots with 2 sections, and that's how you finish your last knot. So your last knot will be half of the silk in either hand. Do your knot, and then lots of glue onto there, and then you can cut that once glue's dried. It's all on the pearl knotting DVD as well. How to finish off these ends are all on the pearl knotting DVD.
I'd get that DVD. I mean, honestly, I think that DVD is worthy of The Journey Continues.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely think that we need to start, maybe we need some kind of petition.
Yes.
You know,
yeah.
pearl knotting DVD petition.
I think because I'd just done the Byzantine journey, they got sick of me asking for journeys.
Can you
Not
just
going on any more
get somewhere? You've been on a journey. We have got for you a special offer. We're coming to the end of the live show, not the end of the deals, because of course, as you know, we continue with our broadcast all the way through the night, so you've got plenty of chance to be able to make the most of all of the great deals that you've had, and we're back live with you 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. But I have another extra special deal to fit in before the end, and it looks like this. Lovely combination. Lovely combination. You've got your curb chain crazy. I mean, Becky, have you done this on purpose? I've been with chains all day at Hatton Garden. Literally, at one point, when they brought out the like 90th, and I'm not exaggerating, the 90th roll of chains, my head did just go, like that. Do you know when you have those moments? And I literally, sometimes I'm one of those people who should not talk, but then I just go, do you ever get sick of seeing chains? And I was like, oh my goodness. So then Bex comes around, oh, by the way, Vix, we've got some mega deals on tunes tonight. That's it. Let's start my day with chains and let's finish my day with chains. Why not? Chain, chain, chain. Lovely chains. Yes, we have got for you 3 chains coming together here. Silver, rose gold and your gold plated. They are sterling silver. They're not silver plated in terms of they are solid sterling silver that then has a gold plating on the top or a rose gold plating on top, but they are sterling silver chains. They're curb chains with a nice classic clasp. Curb chain, probably the most traditional, probably the most go-to. They are a link-on-link chain. You've got a flat link-on-link on these ones. Yes, I can profile that for you. So curb chain, traditionally, link-on-link, if you left it like that, would be known as either a belcher or a roller chain. So if you left them so that one was vertical and one was horizontal, then it would be a belcher roller chain. If you then take that link on link and then flatten it so that actually the link on link sits smooth to the skin, that's either, well, you'd probably traditionally know it as a curb chain. Some people classify it as a cable chain, but really traditionally it's probably best known as a curb chain, and that is what you've got. But this is a flat curb chain, so it's definitely got a much flatter surface area. That's a good thing though, because it means that you've got more surface area to enjoy in the light. Creates a really beautiful streamlined look when you've got that tight link form. A really, I would say, a go-to chain for any kind of designer, any kind of finish to your piece of jewellery. Whether you've bought a pendant, made a pendant, this is the kind of chain that you would go. And if you ask to your jeweller shop for a chain, they are more than likely going to offer you a curb chain before they offer you anything else, because it's a traditional go-to chain. Now this is a 30-inch in the silver. Then you've got an 18-inch combination of your rose gold finish and your yellow gold finish, all for one price tag. And that price tag for all 3 $2,999. So that's £6 each. So I know that's rubbish. I should have done that quickly, but it's been a long day. £6 each. Well, less than £6.
For a 30-inch chain.
You don't go to a jeweller's shop with £6 in your pocket and walk out with a 30-inch. You don't. I mean, I'd love anywhere to suggest that's your average price. Now they might do these kind of silver plated chains. They might potentially be doing a sale where perhaps you get, you know, maybe an 18-inch for that kind. Even then, I don't think they'd do £6. I can't imagine going to a jeweller's shop with £6 and thinking I'm going to walk away with sterling silver. My likelihood is I'm going to get silver plated. Yeah. That's my expectation. £6 is not traditionally this kind. And you know, with these, it's rose gold, so it's real gold that you've got layered over the top of your sterling silver. It's not gold colour or gold, you know, spray or any of that malarkey. The real deal. And that's £6 each. Congratulations if you got that. It's genuinely crazy pricing. Let's do another deal for you with pearls, and we do like some lovely pearls, don't we? And we've had some great deals for you this evening, from metallic pearls to your traditional rice pearls and keshi pearls as I want to own. A wonderful 4-strand deal known as the Snowy Morning Pearl Collection. I think that's very Christmassy, isn't it? Bring on the Christmas. Apparently it's going to be a very snowy season. That's what they've said.
Not allowing it.
Are you not? Bring it on. I love a bit of snow. As long as I'm at home with a fire and lots of food and mulled wine. You've got your 4 strands of your Snowy Morning Pearl Collection for beautiful, distinguished pearls. For what price tag? 4 strands for £29.95. I mean, essentially, you're looking here at what, £7 a strand, £7.40. Yeah, you're looking here £7.50 a strand, and that's really quite exceptional when you start to break down, you know, the kind of jewellery and the amount of jewellery you're going to be able to make for that price tag. £7.50 per strand. An amazing opportunity where perhaps, you know, you make a piece of jewellery with 1 strand, you wear it, and you just wait for those orders to come in. Oh, that's a gorgeous pearl necklace. Oh, thanks, I made it. Oh, can you make me one? Yes, that's another strand down. How much do you charge? Well, that's up to you. £7.50 is the price of the strand. Doesn't have to be £7.50 the price of the jewellery that you charge for. £29.95 in total for your 4 strands. Luxury. And even if you're just going to go heavy on the style, you can do that for that price point, can't you?
Definitely can.
You can go luxury, you can go boutique. And I think, you know, if you've got any of the pearls today, of course, we had the want to own, which is those stunning keshi pearls. Perhaps you want to play those together as a feature combination. Keshi pearls, magnificent addition as the want to own. Of course, if you haven't already checked out your basket for the want to own, now is the time to do so. This is your chance to make sure that you don't miss out on these final opportunities. A real treat and a half. Keshi pearls are at the bottom of the screen there, £19.95, and the code is QTGP42. I have to say, big thank you to you. It's been gorgeous to have your company and inspiring us in so many different ways. It's been lush. Really enjoyed it. Thanks to the team for everything. I know a lot of them are not feeling so grand, so it's nice to know that you know that they're part of our company. And it's nice to see you. I'll see you tomorrow from 1 o'clock.